Good evening and welcome to our brand new live play stream of Fallen Kingdom, Traitors Fate. Fallen Kingdom is our upcoming system agnostic dark fantasy setting. For almost a year now, the once prosperous kingdom of Alidon has languished under the boot of the usurper, the Witch King Mordrein. Once a member of the King's Council and trusted advisor to the former king, Mordrein manoeuvred his pieces well before he struck. Striking bargains with witches and demons, the usurper installed those who had secret loyalties to him in half the noble houses of the kingdom. And when the time came, those who did not bow to him vanished or were slain. Fallen Kingdom is a campaign setting for role-playing games with a dark yet heroic bent. The heroes seek not only to survive in the Fallen Kingdom under the oppressive rulership of the usurper, but to restore the kingdom to its lost glory. Treachery and power plays are commonplace in the Fallen Kingdom, and several factions have risen against the usurper, from the Kingsworn to the Ravens. But can they put aside their own differences to unite against the usurper Mordrein? For our campaign in the Fallen Kingdom, we have chosen to use the Fantasy Age role-playing game system by our friends over at Green Ronin Publishing. Check them out at greenronin.com. I'll be your games master tonight. My name is Bryan F. Irving. I'm from Gethsmeane Games and also from DH9 Radio. So, in addition to me, your cast of players are Jenni Saveall.
Hello, I'm Jenny. I play Sister Celeste, a member of the Faithful and Sword Mage.
Marc Saveall, who will be joining us a little bit later as he's still at work at the moment. Lars Hagman.
Hi, I'm Lars. I'm playing the character of Baelor, who is a member of the Guardians of Arcane Law.
And Marie McGowan-Irving.
Who is not in the call at the moment.
Who is not in the call at the moment, okay. And last but not least is Ben Watson.
Hello, I am Ben Watson. I am playing an elven assassin called Edward.
Technically it's Ed Weird, by the way you've spelled it, and that's how I've been pronouncing
Ed Weird.
it. But I'll go with Edward if that's how you want me to pronounce it.
Nah, Ed Weird's fine.
Okay, cool.
The fancier, the best.
The music we'll be using today is variously by the DH9 Radio Production Unit, by Kevin McCleod at incompetech.com, and by Tabletop Audio. Quick recap of last week. The 5 factions were gathered at the Roadhouse, the Cock and Crow, in an attempt to put aside their differences and form one unified rebel alliance against the usurper Mordrein. The meeting was quite raucous, it was quite animated, and the different factions all had reasons not to trust one another. But as the evening went on, the factions were beginning to inch towards a solution, a unification. When the doors were kicked in and 2 of the People's Freedom volunteers were immediately killed by the undead stormtroopers bursting through the doors as Baron Kaled's forces, one of the vassals of the usurper, had arrived and attacked. After a brief skirmish at the inn, the party members and 1 or 2 others were able to escape out of a side door, with arrows flying in the night in an attempt to bring them down. Nonetheless, the party are now currently making their way through the woods in a desperate fight to get away.
Making my way downtown.
In a desperate flight to get away from the pursuing undead. And that's where we rejoin the narrative today. So, welcome to the game, everybody. You are, as I mentioned, running through the woods at night, so it's difficult, it's dangerous, you can't really see what you're doing. What you can hear, though, is the clanking armour of the undead that are following you. You can hear the rattling of their bones.
I actually can't see what I'm doing.
You actually can't see what you can do. You're literally the only one, yes. So, Ben, when I give everybody else their target number, yours will be a little bit lower than theirs. You'll understand what I mean in a moment. You can also hear the baying of some kind of God's forsaken hounds that have been loosed to try and bring you down. as Baron Kaled's forces pursue you through the forests. Fortunately, not all of his forces are dedicated to bringing you down, because many of them are rounding up the people that got left behind and picking off some of the stragglers from the flight through the woods. So, excuse me.
If I remember correctly, we were heading towards which bar, tavern?
The Cat and Mouse you were heading
Cat and
towards,
Mouse.
but that's about
Yeah.
20 kilometres away through the woods at night. You won't be there by dawn.
Oh no.
But
Be a while before we get that far in the woods.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I will do at this point is begin a chase. So I'll. What's the best way for me to do this now? I wonder. Okay, I'll write you down. Ready, Ben, Lars. Okay, so there are 3 separate groups of undead pursuing you through the wood. There's the skeleton archers, the skeleton hounds, and the skeleton elite. At any point, if the undead get within 5 meters of you, then anybody on either side with missile fire can exchange it with one another, or range
beautiful.
spell attacks. At any point, if you close within 2 chase points of one another, you can engage in hand-to-hand combat. And because you are in the woods, at any point, if you are 15 chase points ahead of your opponents, you can choose to hide instead of continuing to run.
Okay.
Am I able?
Go ahead.
Am I able to reload my crossbow while we're running away?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So just bear with me a second, and I'll bring up the scene 2, and I'll pop it out onto my other screen so it's not obscuring everybody's view, and we'll have a little bit of tense music while we're about it, I think, shan't we? Is this the one I'm thinking of? Yes, that'll do it nicely.
Oh, that is tense.
Isn't it? Okay, so as you're fleeing through the woods, could you all please give me a chase test? Now, you're all on foot, which means you'll be using Constitution Stamina. Your target, because you're travelling through the woods, and the woods is not particularly a safe place to run, if you can't see at night. So your chase target, let me just find it. I seem to have the wrong thing up there. So it's flight from the foe that I'm looking for. Your chase target is TN 13, and there is a crash risk, meaning if you feel there is a risk something else will go wrong. You'll fall, you'll hurt yourself, something like that. Ben,
Yeah.
your character can see in the dark, so your target number is actually only 11, and not... Actually, you're an elf as well, aren't you? Moved elf.
I am.
So your target
Yeah.
number is only 9, because you're used to running through the woods at night.
Sick.
So, let me start with Lars. Could you give me a Constitution Stamina test, please, Lars?
I've got the number 2 in brackets next to me, stamina.
Yes, so if you click the word stamina, it'll automatically add that 2 for you.
Right. Okay, here goes.
15,
Nice.
so you're off like a rocket through the woods. You're running faster than you ever thought possible. You're leaping over stones and branches, ducking under other branches. You can see just enough by the moonlight to screech ahead, and on round 1 you have 6 chase points in the pool. Just for those who
the
don't
old
know,
man can
if
really
anybody
run, can't he?
yeah, absolutely. Just for those who don't know, anybody who passes a chase test, the number on their stunt dice becomes the number of chase points they have that round.
Yeah.
Also, there are some special chase stunts. I'm going to pop up this scene for you so that you can see it, because... And where's it gone? There you are. Because there are some special stunts specific to the woods in here as well, which it is not going to let me show you. Fuck's sake. Right, okay, Ben, could you give me your test, please? The target number's 9. I'll reopen this, see if that fixes the problem.
11.
Okay, now I can't get anything to open.
Oh no.
Okay, I can get that. Help. Okay, what did you get, Ben? Sorry.
11.
11.
With 2 on the stunt dice.
And 2 on the stunt dice. So you're also off and racing through the forest, but you keep turning round to see how close these things are as they try and pursue you. I'm just going to refresh my thing, see if that'll solve my issue. If, while I'm doing that, Marie, could you give me your chase test, please, for the first round of the chase?
Okay, hold on. Right, you need me to do a chase test, sorry.
Yes, so it's Constitution Stamina, because you're on
Stamina.
foot and running. You can't see in the dark, so your target number is 13. Did I say 13 or 15? I can't remember now.
13.
13.
13, right, you are. So, Rowena is keeping up with the elf, so you two are kind of fleeing through the woods. It's not the fastest flight through the woods you've ever achieved, but it is keeping you ahead of the enemy for now, at least, which is kind of what you want. Okay, there we go. I'm showing the scene to the players. So most of it's in Games Master section, so you won't see, but you'll see there are some special locational stunts. If you happen to stunt during the chase, you can use those or the standard chase stunts. Jenny, could you give me your chase test as well, please?
Okay.
So Constitution Stamina for let's have a look now for Celeste.
13, so
13. So you're struggling a little bit. You stumble, but never quite enough to go down. You manage to get yourself back on your feet. You just duck under that branch that loomed out of the darkness and almost hit you in the face. You can't help feeling you're not being the fastest, and certainly almost everybody else in the group is ahead of you.
yeah.
But the enemy is around behind you, so they don't even get a chase test this round. So let's go again. Lars, could you give me a second chase test, please? So it's Constitution Stamina. As the howls of the enemy behind you pick up, you are running through the woods, desperately trying to get away, when your feet just slip out from under you and you jar your back quite painfully as you thud to the ground in the mud, striking your back upon a stone. Lars, your character takes 1 point of health damage.
Right. Are there any stunts I can use to cancel it out?
Unfortunately not, because you don't get stunt points on a failed roll.
Right. Okay.
So you've slipped and injured yourself. Ben, give me a test for the elf, please. Edward.
13 with 6.
Another
13
6.
with 6, so you're up to 8 stunt points, and you're running through the forest. You've lost sight of some of the humans temporarily, but then you gain sight of them again as you just blend through the forest like you're used to it, because after all, you absolutely are. So you're jumping over low branches, ducking under others, sliding round behind trees, zigzagging through the forest to get the best chance of escape that you possibly can. Rowena, please give me a chase test.
Okay, just bringing up my character sheet. Constitution. Not doing so well this time.
Okay, let me just get over there to take a look. So, Rowena, you come thundering through the woods and trip over Baylor. You both tumble to the ground, get entwined in the flailing limbs and what have you. Rowena takes 6 points of damage as her lip bursts, where she just hits it on a rock after tumbling over the stricken mage. And your
Toadie won't be happy, mind.
Toadie won't be happy. Toadie's hopping up and down with rage. Okay. Could I get another chase test for Celeste, please?
Okay.
You can hear.
Imagine if
of
this
the
is how
undead
you guys
hounds
die.
behind you.
And
crashing
just
into each other.
one stunt point again.
Just one stunt point. Still, you do actually have a stunt point. So take a look at the available stunts
yeah.
and tell me what you'd like to use it for. You're currently up about alongside with Rowena, who's gone crash into the ground.
Can I use that one stunt to try and help her?
Yes, you can. You use one stunt point, which means Rowena, she helps you up onto your feet. You get +1 on your next chase test.
Okay.
Okay, and Skeleton Elite to go next. So let's see how they fare running through the...
Terribly, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Let's see,
I-
should that be Elite Skeletons, not Guard Skeletons?
Feeling the hounds, like hellhounds or whatever they are not going to have too much of a problem.
Fetch me their
You'd
souls.
think, wouldn't you? However, the skeletons are not great at chasers, so their constitution stamina is relatively low.
So you say?
Fucking hell! Right, okay, this is the elite skeletons who have run you down almost immediately as you guys are running through the woods. The elite skeletons come thundering into sight through the woods. Everywhere you look, there seems to be one of these things. Let's just see if they get reinforced by any of the other skeleton forces.
Such a creepy image.
Isn't it just it? So, okay, let me have a look at their constitution. Theirs is a little better. 15 and 6 stun points. Oh, dear me.
Fuck's sake.
God.
Yep, so even though you've got a round's head start, the skeletons seem to be catching you. And where have the skeleton doggies gone?
The elite skeleton did get stun points, not to remind you.
They did, yes, you're quite right. Not a great deal they need to do, they've just got to catch you. And they already have. So
they could donate the stun points as a show of sportsmanship.
The skeletons have all managed to score 6 this round, which means
Fucking hell.
everybody except Edward has been caught. Not literally caught, they haven't brought you to the ground, but they've caught up to you all. So as you guys are running, these skeletons just come out of nowhere. Each of you is going to be shot at once, and then we'll worry about what happens after that. So, they're within range of shooting at you as well, Edward. So one will shoot at you, but they can't hand-to-hand you. Okay?
Oh, that's
So
good.
the first shot is against Baelor. Let's see if they make the shot. 13. What's Baelor's defense?
Baelor's defense is 10.
Is 10. So it's a hit. So an arrow comes out of nowhere, hits you for 7 points of damage,
Ow!
knocks you prone, and skirmishes you as you go sort of tumbling backwards from the wound, which actually was probably a bad move on their part, as I come to think of it, because that's going to add some chase points to you. But you are on your flat on your arse, so that's going to take them back off again.
Remember to reduce that by your armor, though, Baelor.
I don't think he's wearing any.
Nope.
Well,
No armor.
Yeah, no armor for a mage type.
that's it.
So there's a bow shot coming your way, Edward. 17. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's a hit.
And with 3 stunt points, Jesus, the dice are really on the enemy's side at the moment. They're going to set you up, which means the next skeleton to shoot at you gets a bonus to hit you.
He said only one was shooting at me. Lucky me.
Okay, this skeleton,
Ow.
another skeleton next round. So 9 points of damage.
Yeah, that hurt.
Rowena is going to get shot at as well. And 12, is that a hit?
Hold on, I'll just check. Yeah, my defense is 11.
Okay. 8 points of damage for you.
Oh.
So an arrow
Yep, that's
zings out of nowhere and hits you in the back. Just to match that bloody lip that you've already got. And let me just have a look. What's up next? We have Celeste to go next, or to get shot at next. Oh dear.
I am so dead.
Okay, well, it's going to use some of its stunt points to knock you prone. That'll take off 1. It's then going to do an extra dice of damage. That'll take up 2 more, so that's 3 points. It's got 2 points left. It'll skirmish you.
Okay.
Trying to cause you to stagger into the path of the infantry. 7 points of damage.
Oh.
Yes, you can. Okay, so this round, everybody who has missile weapons or magic with a range can choose to shoot back. So I'm just going to do you up in order. Lars, is there anything that Baylor would like to try?
Yeah, hold on, I'm just looking at the magic.
Okay.
Hey, that ice sheet might come in handy.
Yeah.
Nice
Can
one.
I put up an ice sheet, like an ice wall?
You can't put up an ice wall, but you can put up an ice sheet, which would cause them all to fall over.
Yeah. Yes, I will do that. Then.
Okay, go ahead and give it a try.
Who else is nearly dead? Because I'm down to 5.
You're down to
Oh,
5
Oh,
health
I'm
already.
I'm not that bad. I'm down to 10.
Don't
What do I
worry,
need
they're
to
not
roll?
after... Sorry?
What do I need to roll?
It'll be on the listing for your spell. So on your character sheet, if you click the magic tab along the top, near the top,
Oh, yes,
the right-hand
yes.
side, it'll bring the spell up. If you just click the dice roll, it'll tell you everything when you do, whether you've passed
Yeah.
or failed, and the whole works.
Ice sheet, here we go.
Okay, so your target number was 13. As you cast the spell, this sheet of ice rushes out from your hands, straight across the grounds. You can see the grass beneath the tree canopy turns to frost instantly. The plants wither and freeze. The trees freeze. The snow forms on the canopy. The skeletons stumble about and crash to the ground. You've also scored 3 points of magic stunts, so what would you like to use them for?
See if I can, like, with the ice sheet that's already down, if I can try to, like, stick the skeletons to the ice, like, build up ice around them so they'll be stuck to their bones.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of a stunt that might work for that. Let me just have a quick check under the magic stunts. There might be something that I can interpret that way for you.
Good idea.
That's exploration stunts I've opened, not spell stunts. Chase, combat, exploration, location, spell. There we go. So, if I allow you to use a mighty spell, which I wouldn't normally do because it's not dealing damage, it would let me interpret it in such a... Yeah, go on, I'm going to allow it. I'll say for the 3 spell points, you managed to stick the skeletons just temporarily to the ice. So they flip over and hit the ground. The skeletons are slipping and sliding all over the place and just frozen to the ground. Not for long, but enough to give you all a head start as you tear off away from them. So as the hounds come bounding out of nowhere, the skeletons in front of them, their feet just go out from under them. They hit the ground. They're frozen temporarily to the ground. You can see them trying to pull themselves up. These skeleton hounds have kind of slid on their paws across the ice sheet as well, and your side are off and running. Because of that, I'm going to give everybody on your side... I'm going to give them the 3 points that you stunted by. So that's
right.
9.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The magic points from last week, I take it they haven't regenerated yet.
I'm afraid they haven't. You're going to need a long rest to regenerate them fully. Or if you can get even relatively short rests, you can get 1d6 plus your wisdom back. Plus your willpower back every hour. But if you can get a full 8 hours rest, you'll get the lot back.
Right, well, at the moment, all I can do is nothing with the magic. I've just got 1 magic point left.
Oh, right, okay. So you're down to your Arcane Blast, which doesn't cost anything. Okay, so you guys are off and running again. The ice sheets behind you seem to be causing your pursuers a great deal of consternation. So what I've done is I've added 3 points to your chase totals and subtracted 3 from the enemies. So currently, they're all struggling to stand up. They're going to need a test just to get up in the first place. So since I've got them open, I'm going to roll for the skeleton archers as a group. They're going to need a constitution. I just need to check that spell, actually. Lars, could you read the description of the save and throw for the spell? There should be an entry for save and throw. Yeah, it'll be called test, actually. On the spell, one of the entries before the full description should be test. Can you just tell me what it says after test?
Oh yeah, dexterity, acrobatics.
Oh shit. Right, okay. Against your spell power, I take it. So what's your spell power?
13.
Oh bugger. Right, okay. So the skeletons are going to need to get a 13 just to get up and running again. So the skeleton archers are still floundering where you left them. The skeleton hounds, who might be a bit better suited to this, the skeleton hounds are back in the chase, but the archers aren't. So let me just check for the elite skeletons. Dexterity 12, they're not either. So the hounds managed to have pulled themselves together and are now bounding after you, baying through the darkness and the night, whereas the other skeletons, you're leaving them behind as they flounder to get back up on this ice sheet. I'm now going to give a roll to the skeleton hounds for their chase total, which would be Constitution, Stamina. They've passed with 5 points. Okay. So Jenny, could I get a chase test from Celeste as well, please?
Okay. Would I be able to cast Arcane Shield on myself again?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Shall I do that first?
By all means.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't fail dismally. Yeah, I think I passed it.
Okie dokie.
Yes, I
you
did.
have indeed passed it. So, yeah, you managed to cast an arcane shield. The shield energy flares up around you to protect you as you turn and run while these things are struggling. Go ahead and make a chase test.
Chase.
12. That's a fail. Oh, actually, wait a minute. No, that is a fail. Yeah. So you're still on 5. Okay, so... Marie, could I have a roll for Rowena, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Must be tiring, but
you must be tiring. You're failing as well. Yeah. Ben, can I have one for Edward?
Absolutely. Can I take a pop shot first?
Yes, you can. You are close enough to shoot one of them.
I'll shoot one of the ones that are bearing down on, well, any of my allies.
Okay,
actually.
so it's the hounds that are the closest.
Take a pop shot at one of those.
Okay.
14 with 4 stun points?
14's a hit. You get 4 stunt points you can use, and your dexterity is higher than 2, I believe.
It's 4.
And you're a rogue, so you get an additional dice of damage as well.
Okay. So, 9 points of damage total. Could I skirmish them into each other?
Yes, you can. However, because you're going to cause a stunt effect to affect more than the usual targets, I'm going to say you'll have to use all 4 of the stunt points, but I'll allow you to skirmish them into each other, causing them to tumble and crash as the flailing bones and paws, just a massive flailing bone behind you as you all flee. So I'm going to take some off their chase total, which means everybody on your side's still ahead of them.
Good.
And could I get a chase test from you as well, please?
The actual chase test.
Yeah.
11 with 6.
Okay, so that's a pass for you because you can see what you're doing.
I'm really glad I have dark vision, or else I'd be like right at the back.
Yeah. That takes you up to 18. You're not far off getting out of the battle area completely.
Yay.
You think a few more rounds of running and you'll have given them the slip. Lars, could you give me a chase test for Baelor?
Right.
You are actually close enough to fire off an Arcane Blast first if you wanted to.
Yes.
Right, okay. Make an attack with your Arcane Blast against the pursuing hounds then.
I take it, click on the dice with roll 2.
Yes, that's correct, you do. Yeah.
Right.
You will need to score 12 or better to hit. Oh, narrow miss. So your Arcane Blast zips through the night and narrowly misses one. But off on the flanks, in the woods somewhere, you see another Arcane Blast go off, and you hear "Arr, arr, arr," as one of the skeleton hounds is hit. You can also hear the sound of swords on bone. Shing, shing.
Right.
As you realise that some of the other people that are fleeing that you've managed to get separated from are putting up a fight as well, but you just can't see them in the darkness. They're too far off. So you're talking about the other... It's probably the remainder of the other factions that escaped with you. So the other two mages from your faction and what's left of the Ravens are still out there somewhere. You can see that the pursuing skeletal hounds are now looking in two directions as if they're about to split up and half are about to go after them whilst the others continue after you. Give me a Constitution Stamina test, please, Lars. See how fast you run this round. Excellent. Keeping their heads down with a blast of your arcane magic, you then just up and off, boom, through the woods, just like the first time. This time you're sliding down like muddy slopes, but you're controlling your slide as you go down. And then at the bottom, you just leap over this small brook and run into the night. You're not actually that far from Edward, but you're starting to lose Celeste and Rowena, who are somewhere a good distance behind you. So it is the next round, and the skeleton hounds are going to make a chase test. So that is Constitution, Stamina. They've growing confused by the attacks from the other flanks and elsewhere in the night. The hounds stand looking backwards and forwards through the woods. Do they come after you or do they go after the others? They can't decide.
To give up.
And in their indecision this round, they take off after both groups are split in half. But they take off after too much procrastination, so they don't get to add anything at all to their chase total this round. They're still on 2. So the skeleton archers, who still need to manage to get up from where Baelor's grounded them, need to be 12, I think you said, Lars, was it, or 13?
Oh my
13.
god.
13. Okay, well, they're up this time. So they're scrambling off the ice sheet that you've left behind. And then I can give them a chase test. And they failed the chase test, though, so they don't get to add anything to that. So that was the archers, wasn't it? So they're currently on 0. And the skeleton elite. Let's see if they manage to get off the ground. No, they're still slipping and sliding on the ice. They're getting absolutely nowhere. So you're probably going to escape them. Jenny, it's Celeste's go. If you have a missile weapon, you are in range of some of the hounds.
Well, I could cast Shock Blast.
Go for it if you want to.
See if I can get more than one of them.
Yes,
preferably.
you should be able to get 3 in the Shock Blast.
Okay.
Okay, and not if you fail it like that. You won't.
Oh my god!
You call upon the Divine Mother to aid you in your flight from the enemy, and nothing happens.
Oh, no.
Give me.
She must be sleeping.
Give me a test of faith, please.
Why am I rolling so bad?
I don't know. So a test of faith is your willpower faith test. You need to beat 12, otherwise you have a moment. You've done it.
Whew.
So despite the fact that the goddess has not answered, you don't think, what have I done wrong? Is the goddess really there? None of that even crosses your mind. You just fire off, or fail to fire off a spell and turn to run. You'll worry about why it didn't work later.
Okay.
So give me a Constitution Stamina test, please. That's a pass, and you've added 6 to your stunts. That puts
Finally.
you 9 points ahead of the pursuing skeletons. You're not far from losing them here.
Good.
Rowena is also close enough to the hounds to pour some magic down on them if she would like to.
Okay. I've only got 6 magic points left.
Well, you don't have to, and you could always use an Arcane Blast, which doesn't cost any
Yeah,
as well.
I think I'll just Arcane Blast them.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. They're already coming in from fire from multiple different directions and are now so utterly confused as to who they're supposed to be going after when your Arcane Blast arcs out of the night and slams into one. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's 6 points of damage, not bad.
Nice.
You can see parts of its jaw, like the jaw unhinges on one side and 3 of its teeth are blown out by the blast. I'll just readjust its hit points. And give me a Constitution Stamina test, please. See if you can pass it this time. Yes. You can.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm looking at your Arcane Blast roll. So no, you're still slip sliding through the mud of the thing, finding it difficult to get your feet under you. You're starting to panic because it looks like everybody else is kind of leaving you behind a bit. Ben, roll for Edward, please. You are too far away to join in missile fire at this point.
Fine by me.
You are a full 15 points ahead of the enemy, which means you could choose to take a cover position instead of keep running. It's up to you.
I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do with my stunts and I'll decide.
Okay, so bring the chase stunts up, and you've also got the option of the specialist space chase stunts for this location, which are, if you use the upper hand stunt, it's reduced by 1 stunt point. If you use evasive maneuvers, that's reduced by 1 stunt point.
I can't see the upper hand on here.
Okay.
Can I just donate my stun points to whoever's in last place? Make them go faster.
Actually, yes, you can. That's one of the options. It's, I think, follow the leader.
Follow the leader.
Okay.
Make a test with your TN. You choose an ability focus. You work out with the GM, such as dexterity acrobatics, to slip through a small opening while on the run. If you fail, you crash.
It wasn't follow the leader I was thinking of them, but there is a chase stunt that will allow you to donate those. So what did you get? 3 stunt points.
Yes.
Okay, so you shout encouragement to Rowena, who, hearing your voice, kind of looks up. Her feet suddenly find solid ground, and she takes off in your direction. So Rowena's chase total's now on 8. Yeah.
Am I able to hide now, or do I hide next round?
You would hide next round instead of making her. Well, you can make the roll now, actually. Yeah. So let me just look this up. Road, river, woods, and forest. Characters who have 15 chase points or more ahead of pursuers may hide instead of running. Making an opposed dexterity stealth roll versus the opponent's perception seeing or hearing test. So if you want to hide, give me a dexterity stealth test.
Holy shit.
Okay, so Edward...
And if that's a fail, I have scouting. No,
that's not likely to be a fail. Your target number is 17. We won't know whether the others have beaten you till it gets round to their go. If they do, then you can make the reroll using your scouting ability.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Lars, Baylor is now too far away to shoot at the enemy, so you can keep running if you would like to. I would advise it. Give me a Constitution Stamina check, please.
Okay, here we go.
Oof. Right, yep, and you are... that gets you a Constitution... that gives you a chase total of 20. As once again you go running through the woods, you find yourself in a small brook, and it occurs to you to run up the brook to disperse your scent from the hounds. As you do so, you can just about make out enough of your surroundings via the moonlight that's coming through the canopy that you come out about 100 yards further down and turn left parallel to the others, trying to... Well, not quite parallel, because you're trying to narrow your way back round towards them, although you will wind up in front of them. And then you see Edward up ahead, like taking up a position behind a set of trees, knocking an arrow just in case and getting ready. But you only just barely saw him yourself. There's no chance your pursuers would see him. That puts us round to the next round. So let's see if the skeleton archers can pass a chase test. So it's Constitution, Stamina, 13 to beat. No. So the skeleton archers have now wandered off in completely the wrong direction. They're completely confused as to where the people they're hunting are and have gone off deeper into the woods. Either that or they've gone after the others that you've lost contact with, you're not sure. From some of the screaming you hear in the woods, there's a possibility they might have caught up to one or two of the fleeing in staff, but they've certainly gone in the wrong direction to follow you. So the skeleton hounds are next. We'll take the archers off, they're no longer part of the chase. The skeleton hounds are... Right, they're bearing down on you all now, although there's only half as many. Thundering through the woods. You can hear them. However, they seem to be a good distance behind most of you. Let me have a look at the skeleton elite, who are still not off the ice yet. They still need another dexterity test to try and get off the ice, and they've failed again.
They're just like skating around on it.
They are, yeah. If they can't get off the ice soon, they will also drop off the chase because they'll be too far behind you and you will have escaped them. So there's only the hounds you need to outrun at the moment. Celeste, you can feel your chest burning a little bit from the effort of running. But give me another Constitution stamina test to get further away.
Oh, am I close enough to fire Arcane Blast at some of them?
Let me just have a look. You are 11 points, closest enemy is 7, that would be 4. Yes, you can.
Okay, well I failed my...
You failed your chase test? Okie dokie.
Right, let's see. Arcane Blast.
And that's a hit.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's not? Oh no, wait a minute. I'm looking at the elite skeletons.
Hang on. Is this?
Let me just have another check.
No,
yeah,
I think
it's a hit. 12's a hit.
Whew, okay.
So you lance your magic forward and it strikes one of the onrushing hounds. You're not actually sure it noticed.
Oh my god. Well,
okay.
I'm trying.
So you're not getting any further away. So Marie, could you give me a Constitution stamina test, please? And that's a fail as well, so you're not getting any further forward. You're on 8, which means the skeleton dogs are practically on you. So I'm going to take you over to a combat scene now, I'm afraid, because the dogs are catching you. They're only catching 2 of you, but those who are out of this combat will also be able to provide missile fire if they are close enough. So let me just drag over Marie's character.
Am I close enough? Being very sneaky.
Give me a second to set this up and then I'll find out. So who else is under... So Jenny, you're only 11 away, so you will be on the combat table, but only just. So I'm going to pop you there. I'm going to put Jenny... Celeste is over.
Hello there.
Here.
I am very unwell.
Yeah, neither of you are doing particularly well.
That is quite the red colour, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. So I need a couple of skeleton hounds, and I'm just going to go and grab them from where I last saw them, which would be the Cock and Crow. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Now, the group of hounds split in 2. Technically, it's split in 3 because it was already halved because Baron Kaled took half of them. Oh no, I'd already accounted for that. Oh Christ, there's only 2. Right, okay. No, wait, it's kept. Oh, right, okay. So one of these skeleton hounds is bounding out of the woods after you.
Okay.
Well, we can take on one hound.
So it's there. Marie, you're there, fairly close to it. Jenny, you're over there, not so close to it. Lars and Ben, you are...
I'm sneaking up here, go on.
Just let me check distances. Oh shit, that's set on feet for some reason. Let me just fix that. To a proper measure of distance. Used in a civilized world. Sorry if you're from one of the countries like my own that still uses we kind of half do and half don't because we're a bit odd like that.
I do like the animated trees.
The animated trees are nice, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, let's have a look.
Oh yeah, I thought with my eyes were bloody.
Nope. No, it's not your eyes. Okay, so Ben and Lars, you guys are actually on the table still. So Edward is here.
Yeah.
In the trees, and where is Baylor? Here. Just running past him at the moment. So, give me initiative tests, everybody, please. You know how to do it. Make sure that your character is lit. Let me get the thing up first, actually.
I'm not going to select my character just to make it difficult for you.
Doesn't make it that difficult. It's mildly annoying. Right, okay, go ahead and do it now. Start making your initiative rolls.
Oh my god, I think I rolled
Mine didn't actually apply. I think I clicked it too early.
I clicked mine too early.
That was my fault because I said it before I brought it up. I've done
I
that
got a
once
14.
It
Before. Also didn't apply again for some reason.
Okay, no worries. I'll fix it. So I'm just going to clear off everything that isn't. And skeletal hounds. There's only one of them has reached you.
Why isn't it like actually?
I don't know. Okay.
I want to try one more time.
Okay, go ahead and try once more.
I've selected it.
Make sure you're clicking initiative on your character sheet and not dexterity initiative, mind.
Shit, that'll be it.
That'll be it. Okay, so Jenny, I've just added you. What was your initiative?
16.
16.
6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13.
And if I pan over to Lars and add... Oops, it is it. Add you as well. Add turn.
Where the hell's me initiative? Oh, there it is. Right.
Yeah, there should be a box marked initiative.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
With a 0 adjust. So here we go.
Yeah. There we go, and that should have put you in.
My first initiative was actually 14.
Never mind, I'll put it in. Yours was 14, did you say, Ben?
Yeah, it was 14, but you can keep 15 if you like.
I'll take it down to 14 and you cheat and get. Okay, so as the hound comes bounding out of the trees behind Rowena, it will be Celeste to act first. What would you like to do?
Okay. I don't have a lot of magic points.
Just Arcane Blast it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and shoot Arcane Blast.
It's 17 meters away, so it's just out of range.
Is it just?
Yeah. Oh, God. For a minor action, you can close range with it a bit, though, and then open fire.
Yeah, I will, because I'm not going to leave.
Okay. Choose where you're moving to. You can move up to your speed.
Let's see. Right, well, that's 11. I'll see. Here?
Is it actually in range for my bow?
I don't know. I'll check that in a moment when we get to you. So, Celeste, you've closed in on the thing and opened up with an Arcane Blast. Go ahead and roll.
I accidentally rolled the damage.
That's okay. Just re-roll. Okay, 12 I think is a hit. So let me just double check. Yes, it is. So your Arcane Blast lances out towards the enemy. Let me just set this to fire, and there you go. Vroom. Roll the damage.
Okay. 30.
3 damage, so it doesn't do anything at all. It hits the thing, but it just kind of passes through the gaps where his ribs used to be. And that's you done. Edward, what would you like to do?
So my bow's range is 26 over 52.
Yes.
So it is in range, but it's beyond close range. So it's like long range, I guess.
Okay, so you're -1 to hit it then.
That's fine.
You can aim, though,
Did I preemptively have my bow drawn?
Yes, because I described it as such. Yeah.
Then I will use aim, which would cancel it out.
It would, yeah.
So, just...
Okay, so you take careful aim at the creature through the trees. You're pretty sure it still can't see you when you loose your shot. And strike it right in the forehead. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Good. And then get an extra d6 in there?
Yes, because your dexterity, I think, is higher than the Hound's. Let me just check. Yes, the dexterity on the Hound is 2. So 11 damage to the Hound. So damage. That would be, let me just think now, 7 by the time it gets, whoops, it is. 7 by the time it gets through its armour.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
How does the activate action work? Because as an assassin, I can put the Mark of Death on something using an activate action.
Okay, so an activate action is a minor action.
Is it? Okay.
It usually allows you to activate something like pull a lever or drink a potion or blow a war horn, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, oh, that's a bit shit if it's a major action, but if it's a minor, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Rowena to go, Marie, and this Hound is bearing down on you. If it had breath, you would be able to smell it by now. It's almost got you. There's an arrow come out of the woods and struck it on the head, and also Celeste turned and blasted a gout of magical energy at it. So what would you like to do?
I'm just looking at something before I do this.
Remembering that moving up to your speed is a minor action, and you get 1 major and 1 minor action in a round.
Okay.
Well, maybe add blunt weapons. Warhammer. That'd be cool.
Can I use?
Mm-hmm. Can you use
Seer?
Yes. You can indeed. So just describe that for the people at home.
Sometimes a fortuitous event doesn't pay dividends until later. You have access to the following unique... It says it's a unique stunt.
It is a unique stunt, that's right. It's not
so I need to have
so
some stunts.
You need to do something else that would generate stunts.
Okay. See, I only have 6 magic points, and I don't think it's worth using Ward Off the Dead for 1 skeleton.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
I think we could take it.
I'm going to Arcane Blast it, and then I'm going to head for those rocks.
Right.
High ground.
Go for it. Make an Arcane Blast attack. Unfortunately, it didn't generate stunts, and you missed it. So you shoot off an Arcane Blast at the onrushing dog. It sees it coming and kind of ducks under them. Pardon me. I'll just fire.
That's the other reason I don't want to use Ward Off the Dead at the moment, because the dice roller hits me.
It doesn't seem to be on your side at the moment, does it?
5 fails in a row.
I think the usurper has very much bribed the dice roller with something. Okay, so up next, Lars, it's your character to go. What would Bela like to do?
Actually, I'm up on top of the rock. I've got Toadie in my hand, and I'm saying to Toadie, "You are a useless familiar, and I'm going to get a black cat if you don't start delivering."
Oh, that's just mean.
And Toadie goes, "Ribbit."
Okay, so Lars, whilst the other magic user is abusing her familiar,
I think I'm a bit too far to do anything of fair value.
Okay, let me just do a measure. So you are 30 meters from the target.
Right.
Remember, though, for a minor action, you can move up to your speed in meters. And if people are struggling to see the grid, I'm just going to change its colour so it becomes more apparent. So grid colour, I'll change it to white.
Magenta.
To stand out a bit more. There you go.
Magenta.
Right, let's see. How close do I have to be in order to cast an icy grip on one of the skelly dogs?
Okay, it should tell you under the spell, so if you take a look under the spell, it should tell you in the description what the range is.
Right, cloud of frost and ice swirls forth and envelops a target of a choice within 20 yards.
Okay, so we're using yards and meters interchangeably, because they're not technically exactly the same, but they're so close it makes no difference. So you're 10 meters out of range at the moment, but what's your speed?
My speed, hold on, go back to my character.
Be a minimum of 10, won't it?
It's likely to be, unless he's got a penalty to his dexterity.
Yeah.
Speed 10.
Okay, so you actually, if you turned back 10 meters, you could bring yourself in range of it, just.
Right, I'll do that, but being mindful if there's any nice semi-cover, like a bush or something.
Okay, let me just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would get you there, so you're still using these bushes as cover.
Right.
And you unleash another spell. Have you got enough magical energy for this?
Nope. I've just looked at it and I thought, shit.
Just suddenly occurred to me as well. Okay. So you rush in to help and then suddenly realise that you can't because it's out of... you're out of magical energy. Arcane Blast has a 16-meter range, so you're out of range for that, even turning back. So you're racing back to help and then realise that you're actually in no position to be able to. So the dog is going to bound up after Rowena. Arf, 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 arf. It's snarling and snapping at the bottom of the rocks and jumping, trying to get up to you. So I'm going to give you 2 points of cover, which means what is Rowena's defence normally?
60.
My defense normally.
Yeah.
Crap. 11.
11. So as you're in the rocks and it's going to try and jump up at them to get you, I'm going to change it to 13 while you're in there, while it's trying to get you. So it needs to beat 13 with a bite attack to reach you. 19, that would do the trick. So it leaps up and grabs you by the ankle in its toothy maw. 7 points of damage as its teeth chew into your leg.
Brian's
so that's me down to 3 health.
You're down to 3 health. You're in quite a bad way at this point. That was a skeleton hound, so it is now Celeste. You to go.
Oh God! Right.
I think you two mages should run away.
Ben, I don't know if you've noticed, but for the last 4 rounds, I've been trying. But
where's Marc?
We both have.
Where's Marc?
He's one of the characters that's currently lost in the woods somewhere.
Oh shit! I'm the oh god, you're all fucking magic users. Oh damn, I'm the tank here. I'm gonna have to run in there.
Really, all you need to do at this point, Marie, is run. You don't have to outrun the dog. You just have to outrun the elf.
No, basically what's happening right here is everyone's figured out they just have to run the weird swamp witch, so they're all outrunning me. Thanks, guys.
Marie.
So Celeste to go.
Give your page a refresh, or whoever's getting shit dice rolls.
Yes, actually, that came up on the Roll20 discussion boards the other day. If you refresh the page, it will sometimes jog the dice roller a bit.
Watch you get 666s now.
Shush while Jenny gets a go, because this is the third time I've asked her and you've interrupted.
I know, Ben Shrub, God's sake.
Well, to be fair, the first time he was being really helpful. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, what would you like to do?
I'm just being mean.
That's my job.
Would it be a minor action to get up on these rocks?
Yes, it would.
Okay, thank feck for that.
Yeah.
Right, now...
You scramble up on the rocks. I'm not going to ask for a climb roll because they're not that difficult to climb. There's some low ones and some medium ones. You scramble up them more than climb up them.
Would I still have my Arcane Shield? Would it still be on?
Yes, I'll say it is.
Okay. I'm going to use my last 4 magic points.
Okay.
Because I need to get rid of this stupid skeleton dog.
Yeah.
And hopefully this works. I'm going to use Shock Blast again. Hopefully it works.
Okay, go for it.
Oh my god, please roll properly.
So your target number was 13 and you scored 12. So you blast out, yeah, you blast out a shot blast, or you try to. You summon the power of your deity, who once again ignores you completely. Give me another test of faith, please. Okay, so despite the fact that the deity is not answering you, you think this is just some kind of test, and not that the deity has abandoned you, so you won't have to go without your magic until future date. So Edward to go.
Okay, I'm actually going to move closer so
Okay.
I have full view of it because currently the tree's blocking.
Okie dokie.
That would remove my aim, but it would also remove my penalty for distance. I'm gonna get close enough so it does that.
One minor problem. You're
What?
going to have to reload your bow, aren't you? And that's a minor action. So if you move, you won't have reloaded your bow.
So I won't be able to fire.
You wouldn't be able to fire. If you've got enough movement, what is your movement?
14, 16.
16. So 16 would get you here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just test this out. That means you can charge. So 16 would be a bit minor action. So a charge would allow you to go another 8 plus get an attack at the end of it. So let me just measure.
Would I be able to attack with a rapier?
It would have to be a hand-to-hand weapon. Yeah, it would be out of range charge, so that's not going to work either. So your best bet is to shoot it from here.
What about penalties?
Penalties from there, -1 for the range. I don't really think it's in that much cover from the tree.
Okay, that's fine then.
Bear in mind you're shooting under the tree's lower branches.
Well, that's kind of a shit roll.
That is kind of a shit roll. So you miss. You fire a shot off into... You know I said you're not likely to be obstructed by the tree. You've shot the tree. Oh, shit. Right, okay. Marie, it's you to go next.
We're not doing well.
You're not.
I'm going to try Arcane Blast.
Okay, you try Arcane Blasting it. Go ahead.
I just need to get my character sheet back up because I refreshed the page.
Yeah,
No
I'm
problem.
going to refresh the page. I keep rolling 12.
Probably, yeah, but I mean, feel free to. We are told that sometimes that'll jog the dice roller into not just keep rolling within the same low or high parameters. Okay, so your Arcane Blast lances forward and slams into the creature face first. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Yay!
Seven points of damage, so it gets 3 points get past its armor.
Hey.
So you kind of blast it full in the face. You can see some more teeth are blown out of its head, which is nice.
I'm going to dance about and go, that's better, Tony.
Okay, Lars, what would you like to do?
Can I edge a bit closer so I
Yes,
can get in range with an Arcane Blast?
You can. I'll just measure to where you're... Right, so if you were here, which would still put you in... It's not... Oh, I know why it's not pinging. Which would still keep you in cover. You would also be within range of hitting it with an Arcane Blast.
Right, I shall do that then.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just move you to there, and you can roll your Arcane Blast attack.
Right, may the dice be forever in my favour.
10, that's another miss. So an
Damn it.
Arcane Blast lances out from you, but just misses the doggy instead. At which point, and you can't help but feel not before time, one of the missing people manages to find you by dint of the sound that the massive amount of shouting and screaming that's going on.
Finally, Sandrina.
Yeah, she
About
appears
time.
out of the trees and comes charging in to attack the dog, the undead dog. So Sandrina comes thundering out of the trees, her longsword waving, and 15 just strikes it a blow across the back
That's
for
more like it.
11 damage. There you go. So it's 7 that gets past its armour. And I think I've just done that to her instead of the beast. So I'll just put the 7 back on, and I'll just take the 7 off this one. Minus 7. There we go.
Yeah, take that, you fucker.
Okay, so it's the skeletal hound to go, and surprised by the sudden attack, it changes its focus from the swamp witch who's bleeding heavily on the rocks and turns to attack this new threat. And we'll make a bite attack against Sandrina for 15 with 3 stunt points. So for 3 stunt points, it is going to knock her prone and worry. Actually, I'm not sure it's good enough for both. For 3 stunt points, the skeleton hound can worry, so it hasn't knocked you prone. It jump attacks at Sandrina. Its teeth clamp on her arm and it starts shaking violently. As it does, shaking its head violently as some carnivores do. It causes 20 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
Holy
attack
hell!
really serious.
Or sort of choose his arm off.
Well, 16 get past the armour. So Sandrina's almost down as well as she screams and blood is oozing from the wounds in her arm where this thing has quite heavily bitten her. However, it's the next combat round. What would Celeste like to do?
Right?
There's not a whole lot that I can do. I mean, I can actually fight with the longsword, but if I go in there and it hits me, I'll be well dead.
Remember, they're trying to take you alive, so if they worry you into unconsciousness, they won't finish you off.
Okay, fuck it. She's
Just
gonna
really
get down
organised.
off the rocks and she's gonna go hand to hand. with the
Okay, so
stupid
that's
hound.
charge attack, which means you get to move and attack in one go. It gives you a +1 to hit.
Okay. 16 then.
16 is a hit. Go ahead and do the damage. You jump down off the rocks and race across the ground between you and the undead dog. And
I got the minimum amount of damage I could.
and strike it for virtually no harm at all.
If that's
3 gets
minimum,
through.
that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. So it's more or less a glancing blow off its forward shoulder blade. However, it's still done some demonstrable damage at least. Edward, what would you like to do next?
Same as I always do. Miss.
Try to take over the world.
Yeah.
I will attempt to shoot it,
Okay, go ahead.
and hopefully not one of you two, because that would definitely damage my reputation.
It's very, very difficult to hit your own side at this point, although it is possible. You didn't do it. Now, 11
Is that
would
a
normally
miss?
be a miss, but your aim will have cancelled out your negatives. So that's 11. It's outnumbered by 3 people, so you get +3, so that's a 14 to hit. So that's actually a hit.
Sick. Oh, I get my stunts as well.
Because there are so many people in hand-to-hand combat with it, you gain the penalty for outnumbering it. and that gives you 2 points of stunts as well.
Awesome. All right, we've got 6 damage normally.
Yep.
And we've got an extra 3 on top of that, so 9.
9 damage, so that is
And then we've got
5
our combat
through.
Combat stunts. Can I disarm it?
Not really, because it uses its teeth as its attack.
I mean, you could knock its teeth out technically, so that would be probably a bit much.
How about double team?
Yes, you can double team.
I will double team.
Okay.
Someone else. It does say a missile weapon, so I guess someone can like Arcane Blast it.
Just read that out. I don't think it means it has to be a missile
choose
weapon.
one
I think
ally
if you have to go on.
to make an immediate attack on your target, who must be within range and sight of the ally. Your ally must have a loaded missile weapon to attack at range.
To attack at range, yes.
To attack, yeah.
That means if they're going to attack at range, they have to have a loaded missile weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean they have to attack at range. So you can pick any of the characters on the board at the moment and give them a free attack.
Well, I'll let you decide, Jenny. You can hit it, or you can have Sandrina hit it, depending on...
Sandrina.
Sandrina, right you are.
Yeah.
So you double team it with Sandrina, and the minute you hit it in the eye socket, it kind of shakes its head, letting go of her arm, at which point she tries to bring her longsword down on it. Now, she also gets +3, so that becomes 13, which means that might just be a hit. Oh yeah, that's more than just a hit. 13, that's a hit. Sandrina smashed a longsword down onto the creature's head. And 9. So
I'm guessing she doesn't get stun points, though.
Oh, yes, she gets 2 points of stunts. Yeah, so she's going to do an armor piercing. So she brings the sword down and cleaves the skeleton dog's head clean off. The head drops to the ground, and then the rest of the bones just fall apart. There's nothing holding them together now that the magic spell that was holding them has failed. The whole thing just disintegrates into a pile of bones. Looking around, you realise that there are still a lot of people missing. There's somewhere else in the forest. But the sound of pursuit has died away into the distance. So you guys have all escaped.
Good.
Ooh, okay, good.
But you've lost the location of a lot of the other people that fled when you did, because you all got split up as you just panic ran into the woods.
I think we should take care of ourselves first, because if we die, then we're not going to be able to help them. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we're all almost dead.
Do you want to run away a bit further, or do you want to stop and have a breather, get your breath back?
I'd like to have a breather.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a breather's a good idea, and then we can...
Okay, so you all have a breather. You take out your water skins, take a few slugs of water, tip a little bit of water over the back of your neck to cool down, get your breath back, check yourselves and each other over for any abrasions you can do anything about quickly. You all get back a number of health points equal to 5 plus your constitution, plus your level.
Plus your level.
Plus your level.
Okay.
7.
13 out of 23 now. Whew, that's a bit better.
7.
I have 22 out of 29.
Excellent.
I've got 10 out of 24.
Okay.
Oh.
Does anybody want to try and check other people for... Does anybody want to try and use healing on anybody else? Like
I've got some healing. It's non-magical healing. Hold on.
Okay.
Is Sandrina healed as well, Bryan?
Sorry, I didn't do Sandrina, did I? So, Sandrina's health.
I'm happy to attempt medical rolls on anyone who needs it. Whether I'll pass is a
Wouldn't it be
different story.
veterinarian if you're an elf, seeing as how none of us are elves?
So that would be 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ow.
So Sandrina's still in quite a bad way, but is better than she was. So sorry, who's doing health checks, health rolls on who? Healing rolls on who?
Can I do like a health roll on just everyone?
No, you have to pick one person.
One person. Who's in the worst way? You, Marie.
think so.
I'm at 13 out of 23, and
I'm at 10 out of 23. I've got Brian. I've got chirurgy listed as a power.
Yes.
But I don't have anything under any skill.
No, you wouldn't have. There's on the powers table. It tells you a little bit extra about it. It tells you that for you, it's a minor action instead of a major action, so you can use it as a minor action during a fight. Okay, so let's start with Ben trying to heal Rowena. Ben, you need an intelligence healing check. If you don't have healing, just straight intelligence will do. You need to beat 11.
I got 11.
Okay, and you scored 5. Your intelligence is 1, so Rowena gets 6 health back.
Yay.
it's all right.
Rowena, who would you like to try and heal?
Celeste.
Okay, so you're taking a look at Celeste's wounds. Same thing, make an intelligence healing roll or just straight intelligence if you don't have the healing focus. And that's a pass. You need 11 or better.
Cool.
Also with 5, and your intelligence is 3, so 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points back for Selena. Lars?
Celeste,
sorry.
not...
Celeste, yeah. Lars, your character, who would you like to try and heal?
Who looks worst off?
Who hasn't been healed yet?
Sandrina.
Sandrina. All right, so your only choice is Sandrina.
Right, I'll use my last remaining magic point. Using 1 point of healing touch on Owen.
Right, okay. Correction then, if you're going to use magical healing, you can use it on anybody. It's only if you were using non-magical healing that it had to be on somebody who hadn't already had a heal attempt on them. So you can choose who you'd like to use healing touch on, or you can just use natural healing if you'd prefer.
I'll use the magic on Sandrina.
Right, okay.
The 1 point.
Yeah.
That's 1d6 health returned.
Okay, we'll make a casting roll for the spell first in case it fails.
Right, casting roll. Here we go.
That's a pass, and with 3 points of stunts. So you can use those stunt points to use magical stunts. May I suggest one of them actually reduces a spell's casting cost by 1 point?
Right.
So it might be worth using that one, but it is entirely up to you. You can take a look at the spell stunts and see what you...
Okay, spell stunts.
There you go, I've opened them for you.
Right. Yes, I shall do what you recommend.
Okay, so that's a skillful cast, which is 2 stunt points, and I think you generated 3, so there isn't anything you could use the other 1 for, really.
Yeah.
Powerful casting doesn't really matter for a healing. Okay,
Right.
so go ahead and roll D6 and add your willpower.
Willpower, hang on. I shall dig out character sheet again. Character, willpower.
I mean, if he used powerful casting, could the power not be like an extra hit point gained?
No, powerful casting increases the spell power of a spell, which impedes other people's chance of saving against it. But nobody's saving against a heal.
Go willpower of 3.
Okay, so there's a minimum of 3 points you're going to heal plus whatever you roll on the dice. So roll a d6. And another 3. So Sandrina gets another 6 points back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's recovered 12 of the 20 damage that she took. Well, 16 damage once it got past her armor. Okay, so what would everybody like to do next?
Well, I suppose we start making our way to that tavern.
Okay, so you make your way through the wood at night in the hopes of getting as far away from your pursuers as possible. Let me just find... escape into the woods. Here we go.
Normally I would say let's go find the others, but I don't think we're in the position to fight anything else, really.
Possibly not, no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return you to the start menu. I'll return you to the area map so you can see roughly. So
Cat
you
and
are
moose.
in the
Cock and crow.
And that's playing up again, so I'm just going to kill that. Okay, so the sound of pursuit has died away to nothing some time ago, but you pushed yourselves on to be sure. Now your muscles aching and your lungs are burning, but you've given Baron Kaled's forces the slip. As you stop to catch your breath again, the waves of exhaustion wash over you. How long have you been running through these darkened woods? You can't be certain, but the night sky is still dark blue above the canopy of the trees when you can see it. Moonlight lances through the tree line here and there, illuminating the eerie rising ground mist. Hooting in the distance, perhaps the sound of night hunting birds, echoes in the darkness and the mist in a way that sets your skin to crawling.
Except mine, because I live in a swamp.
Okay. Your skin is lacerated with a dozen minor cuts and abrasions, a testament to the arduous flight through the woods at night. Without enough light to see the holes into which you have stumbled, the branches that have ripped and torn at you, or the roots that you have stumbled over more often than you can count. Light. You see it now. Up ahead. The dim light of a cottage or hut through the trees. What would you like to do?
And we've not... Are we aware of people who live in the forest?
I mean, there are people who live in the forest. There are all kinds of people who live all kinds of places. Woodcutters might live in the forest, or people that want a simple life.
Wait a minute.
Evil witches.
Evil witches. Well, you can give me a cultural law
Probably
test if you would like to. Intelligence,
Actually,
cultural law.
I do have a law as one of my powers.
Okay.
So it says I should get an extra piece of information. Okay, so what was it? Intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah, Bryan, tell us everything.
Well, she's got to pass the roll first.
12.
Okay, so yeah, there are people who live in forests.
And the extra piece of information?
Well, you have to pass in order to get the additional piece of information. The information she's got is that there are people who live in forests.
God's sake.
Can we see anything outside the hut, like, skinned carcasses, skulls,
Or drawn a little bit closer.
pretty flowers?
Drawn a little bit closer. What you see outside the hut, I assume you're drawn closer in order to get a good view of the hut. The hut itself lies in...
complete darkness.
Well, it is in darkness at the moment, certainly, yeah.
Well, you see, not for me.
It keeps feeling...
Hint, hint.
Right, yes, okay, yeah. Okay, cocky
Sorry.
bloke. So let me just have a look at what you see around it. So there's chopped wood outside. But there's nothing else outside the house that would...
Bryan,
Yes.
I'm blind.
You will be, yes. That's right.
Okay.
I can sort that for you in a moment, if I must. Although, yes, because I've dragged players over there as well already, which is odd. I'll just go grab your characters. So we'll get rid of the dead dog. I'll grab your characters and copy them.
I think you actually gave me the wrong token,
Did I?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Just said.
Is that the one I did rather than the one you did? I'll fix it for you.
No, it's the one I did, but you did. Everyone else had a top-down one.
Is yours not?
No, mine was front view.
Let me just have a look.
Either way is fine, honestly. It's still my character.
It is. Okay. So let me just fix that. So I'm just going to move you into the positions that you are in when you arrive at the hut. Can
I think I'd be
see on
trying
the
to
map?
keep a wide berth, trying to look through windows or anything.
Okay, well, just give me a second, because you've got me doing about 4 things at once here.
Multitask. Come on.
Fuck off. Okay, so, Ed, weird. Just pull up your top down. I seem to have 2 versions of it. And I need to link this up to you. So, Edward, ABC, D,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Edward, there we go. Then link your health.
I was going to say, if it makes it easier, on the first level, there was the correct token in the bar.
Well, thanks for telling us. It was such alacrity, you dick. Wait till I'm in the middle of it and then do it. Right, okay, so I'll just delete the wrong one. You should have the right one now. I need to set your vision, night vision, 20 meter night vision, is it?
Indeed.
Okay. 20 meters, night effect, night effect, nocturnal.
Are we all meant
save.
to be able to see
Oh.
something?
Yes.
Can see everything now.
Because I can't see anything.
How come you can never... Doesn't matter what game we play. It's always your frigging character that can't see anything. Always.
Not
Without
my
fail.
fault.
Well, so you see.
And I can see my token,
Right, you
but I
can see your
can't see.
token.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Nothing
have...
else.
That is interesting. I'm just going to move them. Tell me what happens. Right. What happened?
The token moved.
And I did
Well, I
say
did
at
ask a
this point
stupid
as well,
question.
I'm in exactly the same position as my little token on the middle of the far left, and everything around it is black.
That would explain it. So I'll just... It should be daylight mode with night set rather than the vision.
Where
Aha!
Yay!
We have light.
So let me just see if I've given you too much light. No, that's about right, because it's night time. So that's about what you can see. The cottage itself is a picturesque little cottage. Although it's dark, you can't really see anything inside. But it's a picturesque little cottage. 2 stories with a chimney jutting out the middle of it. Roughly the middle of it. And a huge log pile in the outside the main door, the front door.
Any stench of cooking human flesh, anything like that?
Or gingerbread.
Neither of the two, no.
I just can't trust a cottage in the middle of the woods
This
in a
this
fantasy
chimney.
game.
Especially if it's made out of chocolate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that was why Jenny referenced gingerbread as well. Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't have chicken legs either, so you don't have to worry about...
Good.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I was going to say Louise showing up and rescuing her purse instead of the character that was being stuffed into the fire.
So this chimney, does it look like it could fit an elf down it?
No.
I'm sorry,
Looks a bit
what
narrow.
a chimney? A chimney?
Chimney, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
A geek big
Excuse
thing
me?
that smoke pours out of. Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
I'm just gonna sneak around the side.
Okay, move yourself as appropriate.
What?
As you move
Oh,
your
it is
character.
quite
you'll be
small.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
It's not a
there's more.
huge cottage, it's just a little cottage.
I want
mean,
to find a
it's-
window.
Well, keep moving until you find one. You
There's a
notice as you
window.
hear that what this appears to be is a hitching post for a horse.
I'm gonna enter stealth mode and I'm gonna look through the window.
Okay. You know, like if Jenny's character had managed to get her horse away from the cock and crow, for example.
The horse that you spent all that money on. Yeah. that
Yep,
was-
I spent half of my money on a horse I never even played.
Okay, so as you peer through the window, you can see a darkened room beyond. There's a bathtub in the room opposite the fireplace. The fireplace has a number of plush chairs around it and a rack of
3
logs.
chairs. I see.
Between the fireplace and you can also see a table which seems to be laid for dinner. It seems to be laid for 5 people, 5 meals. Also, to the north, you can just see this here, which is the flight of stairs, which appears to lead to the upper levels of the cottage.
Well, I think it's time to start the breaking and the entering.
I mean, we could just try knocking on the door.
You could.
Terrible
We
solution.
are lost travellers in need of assistance.
That
Okay.
is not the way. Breaking and entering is the way.
Who would like to knock upon the door?
I am going to knock upon the door.
Okay.
Is that the door?
You're going to do that from the window, are you?
Sorry, I can't see properly. Shut up.
That's the door that you're
aiming my
standing at
crossbow.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
As
to try
you,
and take Toadie out of my hair and put him in my pocket so that I might be odd in appearance, but at least I no longer have a frog in my hair.
right. Okay. You take your toad out from your hair and pop it in a pocket where it's kind of peering out, having a look around. As Celeste moves forward cautiously and knocks 3 times on the door. As you do, with a creaking noise, the door opens.
I'm just going to turn around to everyone and go, right.
There's 5 of us. There's 5 of us, right? And the table's set for 5.
That's correct. And
My spidey sense is tingling.
yeah, as you open the door, or as the door opens for you, you get a good view of the well-lit and warm interior, with the bath in the southern end there that's actually steaming with hot water, the fire's blazing away beautifully, and there's a meal prepared for 5 people. Edward, you notice that as soon as the door opens, you hear Celeste faintly knocking. The door opens of its own accord, and the moment she does, the fire roars into life.
Oh, that's odd. Huh.
Well, it looks very much like some kind of trap.
It does look like a trap, yes.
It's a
We're
trap.
going to walk into it anyway.
Are there any second-story windows?
Yes? Yeah.
Am I able to get on the second story?
You could try climbing up the side of the house. It's rough stonework, so you could give it a try. It's not going to be an easy climb, but there's some guttering
I
you
could
climb
use
up.
the horse
What
hitch.
horse? The horse
The
hitch. and
horse
post,
hitch.
Yeah.
To
You could, if
edge.
you move back round there.
Oh,
Yeah.
if I would. There we go. And is it a strength or a dexterity?
It will be a strength climb test.
Or a dexterity acrobatic?
Yes, I'll allow a dexterity acrobatics. Give that a try.
Okay.
What did you get? Let's have a look now.
13.
13.
Okay, so you take a short run and jump onto the edge of the horse's water trough, spring up onto the hitching post and leap, and your fingers just catch onto the guttering, so you're dangling from the guttering, and you pull yourself up from there. Let me just
Yippee.
copy you across to the upper map. Actually, I've just realised I've sent everybody over there, and I only needed to send. Where are you? Ben over there. Oh shit! Sorry, that was you, Lars. Where's Ben? There's Ben. There you go.
Ben is there.
I see
Ben
the
is
music's
here.
gone all funny again.
I can't hear any music.
That's because it keeps
No,
cutting
me
out.
neither.
I seem to be able to hear it fine.
Oh, now I can. Now that you've actually mentioned it, I can hear it again.
Yeah, I've turned it off because it kept cutting out. It did this last week on this game, but I don't know why. Last week I thought it was because they were having trouble with Roll20 AM, but that's supposed to have been fixed, and we're still having the same problem on this game only. but it didn't happen on the other games we played. Okay, so Edward, you're working your way around on the guttering. You peer through that window and see into what appears to be some kind of bedroom with a bare wooden floor. There's a fireplace that's banked with the fire's not on, but it's banked with wood ready for the fire. There's at least 2 beds in there that look incredibly inviting at this point.
Oh. Wait a minute. Is this Goldilocks?
Could be. Give me a strength climb test, please.
Is it porridge on the table?
Where is my... Oh, there's my... Oh, God, this isn't going to go well.
11's your target. Ooh, okay.
Oh, got an 11.
So your fingers are starting to cramp a little bit where you're hanging from the guttering. You feel it might be a good idea to get something solid under your feet soon. Whilst you're deciding what you're going to do about that, I'm going to go over to the other players. What are you guys all doing?
I am going to shout through the door, hello.
Okay, you shout hello through the door, but you don't hear anybody respond.
I'm going to walk cautiously up to behind Celeste.
Mm-hmm. Just move your token up behind Celeste then.
Yeah, to around about here.
Yeah. Okay, so you move up behind Celeste and kind of peer over her shoulder. You can now see there's a warm, cosy cottage room beyond the doorway, inside of which is a table that's set for a meal for 5. There's a hot bath in the corner, and the fireplace is burning away merrily. There are 3 comfortable chairs around it, and a flight of stairs which work their way up to the upper level of the cottage.
Well, this certainly looks inviting, but I suspect a trap.
Yeah, same. But who would? I'm confused as to who would be doing this.
Yeah, and why?
Why?
Sandrina now sort of appears and looks over your shoulder as well and looks in and says, I fear there is dark magic afoot here. We should leave this place at once.
On that porridge
Yeah,
looks
with
tasty.
them.
There you go. So Rowena also thinks you should leave this place at once. What would you
I mean,
actually...
maybe we could just have a little quick look inside.
Up to you. Hansel.
Honestly,
Or you, Gretel?
I do feel like if we go in here, something's going to like compel us to stay.
I know, that's what
But
I'm
I do
thinking.
really want to find out if that's the case.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's the curiosity. I want to know what's going to happen.
A games master can never go wrong when just assuming that the players will be curious about something.
Bryan, I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
If I'm a person that uses magic, will I be able to sense other magics other than my own, like an area?
Sometimes you can try using an arcane lore test, which is under intelligence. So you could make an intelligence arcane lore test,
right?
And if the number's high enough, I'll tell you if you sense anything.
Right. Okay. Here goes.
11. Right. There's something about this that sounds familiar, but it's out of place. What you are aware of is that on the let me just check the name of them. It's one of the fens. On the on the high fens there are legends of witch houses that appear at night or whenever the witches inside want to entice somebody inside, and the houses are only there when the witches want them to be, or are only visible to people when the witches want them to be. Now, the problem with the fen witches is that some of them are malevolent and some of them are benevolent. It's very difficult to tell the one from the other. If this is one of those witch houses, though, you've never heard of them this far south.
Could
You've got
I
a
make
50-50 chance.
a similar roll because I do have
Yeah, go
power
ahead.
and law. So if I pass it, I can get a bit more. Okay.
16. Okay. So as Baylor recounts what he remembers, it sparks in your mind memories of some more local folklore, which is similar and possibly connected to the Fenwich legends, but which differ in certain ways. What you remember is that there are legendary witch houses of the Weird Wood, thought to be nothing but a tall tale to frighten children. The old folk tales here speak of houses that appear in the deep woods at night. According to these legends, these houses are haunted and disappear as soon as the sun comes up. While they may be connected to the Fenwich legends, there's certainly similarities with the disappearing houses, there are also significant differences in the folklore.
Would I be able to get a bit of extra information because of my law power that I have?
Yes, another piece of information you have is that some people who have purportedly been inside these houses suffer night terrors for years to come.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'll be relaying this to everybody.
Have I heard her say this?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because my next action was to break in.
Oh, actually, no, you're on the far side of the house, weren't you?
Oh,
So
actually,
you're going to have to make me a perception hearing test, and the target's going to be quite high.
Because Baylor would have started talking about it, and then I would have done.
I got a 17.
That 17 is high enough. She can vaguely hear what you're saying. Your acute elven hearing helps you to just pick that out. Just as you're looking to see if you can get through the window, you hear the people that that spend time in these houses are said to suffer night terrors for the rest of their lives, and you think, maybe the fuck not then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go nope, and then just drop down and join the group again.
Okay, give me another dexterity acrobatics test. Target number 11. Fail it and you will turn an ankle.
Fail it and you will die.
No, you'll just turn your ankle. 12, you failed it.
Oh, no.
You said 11?
Oh, so I did, yes. So you drop gracefully to the ground, a nice 3-point landing, like some kind of superhero from another world. And I'll just drag you back onto this map and reactivate your character on this map. So,
I'll just come back and go, there's some lovely looking beds up there. I was just about to go in, then I heard one of you talking about night terrors.
Yeah, I'll say I know I'm very, very curious, but I think it's probably best that we leave now.
Right. Okie dokes.
I think we should nick some of this firewood and set up a camp somewhere. Because so then we can have a fire?
Yeah, because firewood's hard to come by in the middle of a forest.
Yeah.
Well, this is like nice firewood though.
It's dried out and pre-cut. No, you're quite right. Okay. You grab a few armfuls of firewood, ready to set up camp somewhere else. What are the rest of you doing? Are you going along with the let's leave, or are you going to poke around in there like the curious cats I know all adventurers to be?
No, just leave it. We'll just, I don't know, we'll go around it and head northeast towards the, what's the other pub called? The Cat and
Mouse. Cat and Mouse.
Okay.
Brian's like, God damn it.
No, not at all. I have prepared for this, as you will see.
Okay. By the way, can I just quickly ask?
Yes, you can.
Would I have gotten any magic points back yet?
Don't think we've rested.
You haven't rested. No, you've been working your way through the forest. So unfortunately not.
It would be cool if you could draw the magical energy from the house. Just suck it all up.
It's just that I can actually cast a invisible dome that we can rest in that has...
You can, yes.
heat and everything, but I would need to get magic points back to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we could rest for an hour. You would get
Well,
some magic points back. Then you
as
could
you're
cast the
making
dome.
your way away from this household, you make your way deeper and deeper into the woods, trying to find somewhere nice to camp. Give me perception seeing tests, please.
Okay.
Bop, bop, bop.
Perception
I got
what?
14.
Seeing. Perception seeing test.
If
Oh,
14's a
I've got a
pass,
perception of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just roll standard
Roll that.
perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh.
see bugger all.
Yeah, it doesn't occur to you, but Edward and Arena notice that the forest's beginning to look very familiar.
Bryan,
Yes.
Oh no.
may I use my stun points?
Yes.
Why is it familiar?
Because you've been here before. About an hour ago.
Fair enough.
We've gone round in a circle, or it's like a magical.
Yeah, and up ahead through the trees in the
Exploration.
distance, you can see a faint light. A small
God.
cottage.
Hang on.
Oh,
Hang on. Wow. Is he
Wait.
actually doing this? He's just... And you see another cottage.
That's the
Wait a
same cottage.
Wait a minute. This makes me wonder.
This makes you
Can
wonder.
I-
What does it make you wonder?
Can I use 3 stun points for that? That makes me wonder.
Yes.
I get to make another perception test at no
Yes.
additional cost or
Yes.
time or resources.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. I got a 17.
It's the same cottage, but at
Yeah.
no point did you change the direction you were walking in.
Beck.
You have
Who
been
made the
working.
predator noise?
Yeah, you've been walking northeast in a true line. There's no possible way you could have walked around in circles. But here you are, back at the cottage that you saw an hour ago.
Well,
Well, you said that they disappear when the sun comes up.
Yes.
So we don't
Yeah,
have...
but
so
when's
as
the
long
sun
as we
gonna
camp
come up?
outside- What time's it, Bryan, roughly?
You've lost track of time a little bit because you were running and fighting and screaming, and then there was the hurting and the dying and
Well, if I look at the moon, whereabouts is it in the sky?
Okay, good. Give me a intelligence
I'll
navigation
just give you
test,
intelligence.
please. Yes.
I don't have anything else. Fuck's sake.
You can't actually get a close look at where the moon is through the canopy of the trees at the moment.
Oh, well, I'm useless.
No, it's just that there are tree canopies in the way. That's all it is.
I've got a feeling that time might not even be progressing.
Well, in that case, we can take an 8-hour rest and we'll be fine.
why don't we just, I don't know, set up camp outside this cottage?
Yeah,
Rather than going in?
could try it.
You can try it.
You can try. Oh, well, we're going to die.
No. There's no. I mean, killing you off on episode 2 would be a short campaign, wouldn't it?
That's true. He's got to at least wait till episode 3.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
Okay.
you
Set
can.
up a firewood camp then?
Okay, you set up a small camp outside of the cottage.
I want to be
Sorry, go ahead.
direct cottage. Not have our backs to the cottage, please.
You don't want to have your backs to the cottage. You want to be looking at the cottage.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of want to go inside.
As you look at the cottage, you notice that it's still lit from when you opened it earlier. Now the smell of cooked stew, freshly baked bread, coffee is drifting out of the cottage.
Really wants us to go in there, and I really want to go in there. Oh,
I mean, if you're worried it might be dangerous, do feel free to camp outside in the wilderness.
I mean, it's obviously dangerous, but I want to go inside.
Oh, for God's sake. Can we camp up in a tree?
Yes.
How about we set up camp on the roof of the house?
An unusual tactic, but you could try. You can climb up onto the roof of the cottage, or you can try to climb up onto the roof of the cottage.
God, it would be terrible if you're a sleepwalker.
Just a bit, yeah.
If that's what you're going to do, then pick an area that you're going to use to climb up onto the roof of the cottage. And
I'm going to go. I'm looking around the back.
Okay.
This door's closed.
That door is closed, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's locked.
Is it locked?
Well, you can try it, and you discover when you do that indeed the door is not locked. It creaks open. Let me just first of all do this, and then switch back to.
Can I yell out to the house? If you want me to come inside, show me a sign.
Okay, as you say that, the door. Hello, something strange is happening here.
The door says hello.
The door should have opened, but doesn't seem to have done. So let me just.
I guess they don't want us to go in. Well, that's a shame. I was just about to go in the house.
I can't concentrate, Ben, and I'm trying to fix a problem. Just give us a second. So it must be the dynamic lighting there. So let me delete that. Then come back onto the thing in there. Okay, what can you see? Yeah, that's it, fixed it. Okay, so the door swings open, and you can see that the fireplace in what appears to be a kitchen is roaring away nicely. Peering round the kitchen, you can see. What can you see now? Let me have a look. I think I need to click on this and bring up that. Yeah, okay, so in the kitchen, eggs and other foodstuff from vegetables to fruit can be found. The stove remains warm as if recently used, but is not currently on. There's a cupboard in the back, and there are two worktop surfaces where you can see more bread and cheese that looks as if there's been a large piece cut out of. A piece that would match the piece you saw on the dining room table.
So, when I yelled that out, did anything happen, or was the door open? What happened?
The door opened, and the fireplace fled to life.
Well, if you ask a house, do you want me to come in, and the house clearly replies yes, then it's obviously not malicious at all. So
that's kind of what we call a leap of inductive logic.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I really want to go in. I really want to go in.
Of course you really want to go in.
Well, go in if you want to.
Players
okay, I'll
gonna,
go in. I mean, why not? You know.
There we go. That was the problem. The API script had stopped.
If I see him about to step in, I'll try and run over and pull him back.
Well, he seems to be stepping in round the back of the house. Yeah.
Oh, right. I can't see.
You can see through the window. Well, Lars and Marie can see through the window.
Yeah.
It's just where I am at the minute. There's
Well, you can move yourselves around on this map as much as you like. Okay, Ben.
All right,
feel free to move yourself into that room.
I regret it already.
Well, nothing's happened to you. You haven't died yet. There's no cackling witches or evil emanations, or apart from the fact that those pickled eggs you had at the Cock and Crow. So you're in the kitchen. You can see two doors on the north wall.
Well, I haven't seen. There's no windows to those doors.
There's no windows to the doors on the north wall. No, and there's one door to the south as well. There are two work tables that you are close to, as I've described. And there you go. You've opened the door yourself. Well done. And peered in beyond to what appears to be some kind of storeroom. There are sacks of flour. There are crates of what look to be vegetables and in some cases fruit as well. And there's a large bin over here of onions and similar edibles.
Now, that I've entered is someone else's house.
Mm-hmm.
now that I've entered someone else's house, I'm going to be very respectful to the place.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
like I'm going to treat it as though I am in a lord's house. You know.
Okay.
I'll knock on doors before I open them. I'll ask permission to come into rooms.
Okay.
Just not to anger the death spirits.
Yes. So meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, do I see him going in the house?
From where you are, you can, I think, see him through the window. Yes.
I'm gonna shout through to him to get out of the house. What are you doing?
I'm already in here now.
It seems safe. He hasn't died. Nothing's attacked him yet.
Guys, it's safe. And then you just see like a demon drag me into the...
All the doors slam shut.
You've watched too many horror films, but then so have I. So, Lars and Marie, what are you guys thinking or doing at the moment?
Well, I'm going to have a little conversation with Toadie about must be very powerful witches should be going into the house. We don't really like houses, do we? Because we live in a swamp, and it looks like nice in there. And there's a bath.
You do have a cottage in your swamp, you know.
I know, but it's not like this. This isn't a cottage. This is like a big house. This is, posh.
To you, it's quite a large cottage, but it is still a cottage. Yes, it's bigger than yours, and it's in better repair.
No, and there's a bath, a bath, and it's hot, but it's hot water. And you wouldn't like hot water; it'd burn you. And it might eat us. And he says that you get nightmares for years.
Can I hear him mumbling away?
You can hear him mumbling away to herself, or to the toad, actually, which is slightly more worrying. So, Lars, what is Baylor doing while all this weirdness is going on?
Also, I noticed Rowena's having a chat with her toad, edging away from her into going to this bush where I am now on the map.
Yes.
And I'm just going to sit down and, try to relax by the bush.
Okay, you sit down and attempt to relax by the bush, concerned that there's something very, very amiss about this house, and you've got no intention.
Cody, he's edged away from me as if I'm strange, but he's the one lurking in the bushes.
I see your point.
I've got a specialist stunt of steer, but I need seer, but I need to get stunt points to use it, and there's nothing to do that I can stunt on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are exploration stunts, so you could use some kind of exploration. You could look for something, search the house for something, or try to make perception tests that
Well, I've got searching as a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for what am I looking for? Like witch marks.
I was going to say like runes or something. Witch runes or.
Okay, you start checking the outside. I take it you mean the outsides at this point. You start checking the outsides of the house for any indication of strange magical thingy things. And you've generated 3 stunt points. As you search round the house, you can see nothing at all. There's no runes, there's no magical symbols, there's none of the things you would expect. There's no puppets hanging from anywhere, peering through the windows. You can't see any indication of witchcraft, or you can't even see the kind of potions and reagents that you might have expected.
While she's doing that, can I listen and look to see if there are any signs of birds or insects or wildlife or anything?
Yeah, give me a perception hearing test.
Okay, what I have to do with this is I have to choose an ally. They gain +1 stunt point for every 2 stunt points I spend on this stunt. I've only got 3 stunt points to spend. So
somebody gets +1 for something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get a +1 stunt point.
Okay.
So do I have to declare it now, or will you let me declare it?
I'll let you declare it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Celeste, you were trying to hear. You can hear owls hooting in the distance. You can hear the slight chittering of what you take to be bats in the trees. You can't really tell how close they are. You can't really tell if there's an area around the house that seems to be repelling them or anything. Because everything you can hear, you wouldn't expect them to be right here anyway.
Okay.
So you're not sure. There's something not right about this house, but you can definitely hear animals.
Can I open this door?
Let me just have a look where you are. Right, you are. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to do my normal, knock on the door.
Okay.
May I enter?
You knock 3 times on the door and ask if you can enter. You don't hear anybody say, "Get out!" So you think it's probably safe. Feel free to open the door. Okay.
Another storeroom.
It seems to be another storeroom. This time it seems to be barrels. There's a couple of buckets. There's a amphora and several large jugs as well.
They're trying really hard to get people in this place, honestly.
Ew. Oh, why?
Oh, looks like they succeeded.
You can open that door as well if you'd like. You know where it leads anyway. It leads back into the...
I'm peering through the window, shouting at him as he's walking by.
He's shrugging at you
guys.
because there's nothing untoward that he's finding at all. It's warm, it's comfortable, it's cozy. The smell of the baked breads and the coffee and the stew is
I was like,
really
look,
inviting.
if it's too good to be true, then
I've got an
it
idea.
probably is.
What happens if I pick up a plate of food and I take it outside?
Try it, find out.
I'll do that.
Okay. You pick up one of the plates of food. Well, you can either pick a bowl of stew up, or you can take one of the plates and load it with bread and cheeses and some of the fruit and whatnot. It's up to you what you do.
Cheese and bread.
I'll load up a tray full of bread and all that, and I'll give it to the others. But
Okay.
if you're not coming in here, I'll take it out for you.
Okay.
And it's a test as well.
He walks
So, if
out
it
with
turns
a
into
with a
pile of
tray.
maggots.
Yeah, he walks out with a tray full of food that you've seen him taking off the table. As he steps through the doorway with the food, what you see happen is an elf emerges from the house carrying a tray full of food.
Wow. Okay. You had us there.
Okay.
So I'm just going to move you guys. Thus. So what now?
Honestly, guys,
Looks
even
clear.
though we've all got this bad feeling, none of us has died yet. I still don't feel comfortable sleeping in the beds, because I feel like that's what starts the night terrors. You sleep in the bed and then you get the night terrors.
I don't know. Maybe not eat the food either.
Well, my next course of action personally is to go upstairs. It's the only place I haven't been yet.
Okay.
I also haven't
What's everybody
seen a
else
bathroom,
doing?
which is kind of gross.
Can I try and reach out and pray to the mother and ask her for some kind of guidance on if this is dangerous or not?
I mean, you can try. Give me a willpower faith test.
Okay.
Go in the house.
Okay.
14.
You make a quick prayer to the mother, asking for some guidance on what you should do, but you hear no particular answer one way or another. The house is still there. It looks suspiciously inviting. There's nobody here, and yet the table was laid for a meal. The fire was roaring when you opened the door. Although, Edward, you happen to know that the fire wasn't roaring when you peered through the window, despite the fact that from a distance you could see light coming from here.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to the door where Edward is, and I'm going to shout
Okay.
through the door.
Right?
I'm not
Yep.
stepping inside, and I'll say, "Who are you and what do you want?"
Okay. You walk up to the door and yell through, "Who are you? What is it that you want?" Silence. Nothing.
I know there's something or someone in there. Are you a
No, there's
spirit?
not. No, I'm just kidding. You don't hear anything, really.
I'm getting the feeling Brian's just pulling our leg.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So what's it like in there?
It's very nice.
Are you going to try the food, Edward?
Of course, I'm just going upstairs, but I'll take a bit of cheese upstairs and I'll have a nibble on that as I mount the stairs.
okay. The cheese is quite strong flavoured, so it's not your sort of mild cheddar or anything like that. It's quite a strong flavoured cheese. It's very pleasant though. Whoever made this cheese really kind of knows.
They really knew how
cheese.
to
They really knew how to
mold
make
their
cheese.
milk.
Yes. So I'll just move you over to this map, and you're now coming up these stairs. There you are.
Oh, shoot.
I'm coming
went
upstairs.
inside the house. I can't get back out.
As
How
it-
did I manage to get inside?
Have you got yourself stuck?
Yeah. I went to move around the house and it took me inside and now I can't get back out.
That's exactly what the house wants.
I did not go in the house. I'm trying to go around the back where the stable is to see if I
Well,
can
there isn't a
spot...
stable. There's just a hitching
Well,
post. But there you
a
go.
hitching
I've
post.
moved you there.
Yeah. I'm going to see if there's any signs that there's ever been anything hitched to that post.
Give me a
Well, that's a
search.
good idea.
Give me a perception searching test with a fairly low target number. I'll say 9. That seems to me to be about an average.
Whew, 9.
Okay, the post doesn't show any signs of wear and tear that you can spot. So no, you don't think if there's ever been anything tethered here, it hasn't been tethered long, not long enough or often enough to
Nothing
cause
on
any
the
wear
ground.
and tear on the
Like
on
no
the post
footprints
itself. No.
or anything.
Oops,
See,
sorry.
I'm wondering if it's waiting for all of us to go in before springing a trap. You know,
Probably.
because if one goes in and they're okay, you go, oh, well, they were okay, and the rest of us troop in.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
when the trap gets sprung. So, but the thing is that, like, we've walked around in a circle, so it's altered reality for us once
Yeah.
already.
That's it.
And we don't know. I mean, for all we know, it could already be daylight, and it's fucking with time as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Hmm.
So
Suspicious
we're
of.
going to be left with no choice but to go in, no matter what happens.
There is always a choice. There's
I dare
almost
bet
always
you
a
there's
choice.
5 beds in here as well.
Quite often
Well-
there is a choice.
I would say maybe we try and.
Burn the whole thing down.
Hang on, let me get out first.
No, just stay in there. Sorry.
We're just trying something, Edward. Tell us if anything changes, like, you know, if it gets warmer or anything.
Don't worry if you smell a bit of smoke. We're just having a barbecue. I don't know. Maybe we could try and actually set up camp outside and
yeah.
see if time appears to pass.
Okay.
It's just a suggestion. I mean, that's what I'm going to suggest to everybody.
It's pretty
anyway.
much the same as Baylor suggested earlier, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
As for food,
Mhm.
or as somebody's already inside there, they can, like, I don't know, load up a few plates of food and bring them out and we'll have
I
them.
did. I brought you a load of cheese and bread out.
Yeah,
He did. He
there's,
brought us a load of. He brought us some platters out.
Yeah.
there's one platter already out there now. Yeah. So that's a thing. Let me just go over to.
Just like, do you have any vegan options? I can't eat meat.
Gotta have
Okay,
meat.
so-
Well, there'll probably be like grapes and apples and things, or whatever.
Although the house has no face, you can feel it rolling its eyes.
So there you go. You've set up a tent. You might have noticed. I'm going to give all players control of this, so you can move it around as you see fit to wherever you want it. So controlled by all players. Save.
Let's start a little fire next to it.
You're going to
And
start
I'm
with
going
a
to
fire.
use some of that, one of the pieces of wood from the side there,
Mm.
to do a makeshift torch, and
Okay.
have a bit of a forage, because obviously I live in a swamp. I probably get some skill at foraging for food,
Yeah.
to see if I can find things like nuts, berries, fungus.
I'm
You know,
pretty
edible fungus, not
sure
hallucinogenic fungus, not
What, is
killer
cheese not good enough?
toadstools.
I've got rations
hmm
as well, like 1 week's worth of rations for one person. I could share a bit out.
Okay, so I'm just going to set the fire up for you. That's come up a bit large, isn't it? Let's just...
It's like a bonfire.
Yeah. You know, you were talking about burning the place down earlier. That's there you go. So there's the
Let's
fire. I'll
forest
also.
fire.
Sorry, say that again, lad.
Let's start a forest fire.
So there you go. You've all got control of the fire as well to wherever you would like to put it. You'll notice it's in a little animated thing. And
Yeah.
Marie, you were going to forage. So if you would like to
Yeah.
give me a perception searching test for that, please.
Mhm.
Get lots of food.
Because I can't feed Toadie on cheese or bread.
No, I suppose not.
Should be flies around.
Oh,
Yep. Okay. 18. You come back with a bushel
Oh,
full
dear.
of edible berries and plants and some root vegetables, some mushrooms that are edible, and you've managed to find. I told you as he's hopped around with you, has managed to find plenty of insects to keep him nice and happy. So you're making quite a comfortable little encampment outside. Meanwhile, upstairs, where Edward used to be alive.
used to.
We hear screaming.
Yeah. Edward, what would you like to do while they're setting up this camp?
Well, firstly, I'm going to go in this door. Obviously, same thing as before. I'm going to stop saying it, but same thing as before.
Okay, so you knock on the door and then open the camp.
It's a lovely bathroom.
It is actually, and oddly enough, this bath is nice and warm and steaming as well.
Oh, well. Might have to pay a visit later. Go in this one.
Okay, opening that door, you peer inside to see a large and cosy bedroom. There is a fireplace in the north wall which roars to life the second you step in.
Of course it does.
Of course it does, yes. The room itself contains a large, comfortable double bed with multiple cotton and wool blankets upon the bed and some nice stuffed pillows. It looks extremely comfortable to sleep in. There's
any of these desks? Sorry,
this-
you continue.
If you have a question, I'll stop to answer it. That's not a problem.
I was just going to ask, do any of these desks have anything on them?
Right. Yes. This actually here isn't a desk. This is a wardrobe of some kind, with some bits and pieces on top of it. But the thing with the chair is actually a dressing table, and there is a silver vanity set on the dressing table.
I don't know what that is, but I'm taking it. Wait, no, actually, I can't. I shouldn't.
A
No.
vanity
What's
set
a vanity
is like a hairbrush and a mirror and a comb.
Oh God! Are you
Not
gonna
gonna
look in the
steal it.
mirror and
I'm not going to
something?
steal it.
Go on, look in the mirror.
If I look in the mirror, do I see myself?
Of course you see yourself. It's a mirror. Give me a perception searching test, though.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say like
okay.
Bloody Mary 3 times.
Well, I don't find anything.
Well, that was shit.
Okay, so you look in the mirror and see yourself. For a split second, you thought there was a shadow behind you,
Oh
but
God!
it's just
I'm going to
been
keep that mirror then.
it's just been an effect of the firelight. You think?
Okay, I'm going to keep that mirror because now I'm suspicious of you.
Okay.
And what I'm wanting to do is I'll be checking in it periodically. When I go in new rooms, I'll check in it.
Okay. So as you're checking around up here, you can hear the sound of them starting to build the tent and set up a campfire outside.
Yeah.
That'll
I
give
open
you time to finish.
this one last door.
There's one
before you
last
go back
door
down.
here, yeah. So you open that door.
I click the window. Goes in the bedroom.
Beyond it, you see a second bedroom. This one has 4
4 beds.
Yeah. Each one
one
single. Also, once again, the fire just bursts into life the moment you step into the room. Even though the fire is literally just lit now, the room feels warm and cozy and comfortable. Each of the beds is, again, the mattress is stuffed with cotton. You can just see on one of them, you can see wisps of cotton come out the side where the mattress is just slightly burst. The blankets are cotton and wool. The cotton stuffed pillows look incredibly comfortable and inviting.
Overselling it here, man. Yeah. There's 5 beds.
It's so warm and cozy. You could just lie down and let all the weariness drain from your bones.
And along with my blood, probably.
Give me a willpower self-discipline test.
You're joking, right?
I wondered how long it would be until this happens.
Can't scroll down. I was going to say, when I actually did my character creation, I didn't do willpower, because it wasn't on the Fantasy Age. But 0's fine.
Fantasy Age has willpower. What are you talking about?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
If you've got 0, it's because you rolled 0, I should imagine.
Yeah.
No, I didn't roll it. I rolled 8 dice. It's fine, though.
Okay.
10 is...
Well, we'll say 10 was your roll to see what your willpower was. So your willpower is 0. So now make a test.
Are you sure?
Am I sure about you making a test?
I was going to say, are you sure about... Thanks, Bryan.
2 seconds, I'll just check for the knacker who didn't generate his character correctly. I'll just check. Apparently didn't read all
I don't
the
remember.
bits.
I think I might have asked you and I went, do you want me to roll willpower? And you went, no, it's fine.
No, I wouldn't have done, because it's one of the fucking base attributes. Obviously, you needed all your attributes, you silly chap.
I think because of your grave mistake, I should get this pass for free.
I didn't make a mistake, Ben. You did. If you'd asked me, should I roll all the attributes that are in the game, I would definitely have said, yes, you idiot. Why would you ask me a question like that?
I'm still trying to figure out why you didn't roll willpower.
Bryan obviously told me I shouldn't. So.
No, I didn't.
Bryan, can I interrupt this cosy little episode of Let's All Row with One Another?
You can.
To name my ally from my seer.
You broke up badly there. Could you say that again?
I'm going to name my ally for the seer stunt.
Yes.
Ben.
Ben, right,
it's
you
Edward.
are.
Right.
Okay, Edward, your willpower then would be 1 if you'd actually rolled a 10, so you can go ahead and change that. But if I find out you're snowing me, mind, I'm going to kick your head in.
Snowing you?
So that would be 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 10, plus the 1 that Marie's given you. That would be 11. So let's just find out if that is going to
Bryan,
be...
that's not how it works.
Okay,
he gets
go ahead.
a stunt point.
Does he not have to actually generate stunts, though, to do that? Or is it...
I'm going to go back and I'm going to reread this. Powers.
I do apologise for generating my character incorrectly.
Select an ally, including yourself, once before the end of the encounter. When they generate stunt points, they gain plus 1 stunt point for every 2. When
they generate stunt points, which you didn't. So, Ben, if you generate... Oh, no, you did. Back when you did that perception.
No, that was on my perception.
Yeah, so you've still got... The next time you generate a stunt point, you will have the opportunity to generate some extra ones. But right now, I'm just going to find out if that was a pass or not. So let me have...
Weirdest thing just happened right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was the only one in the game.
Yeah.
And then now everyone's popped in except for Marie.
Huh.
That is a little odd, yes.
Oh yeah, Marie's not in the game. I've just... for me either.
Yeah, you don't appear to be, Marie.
Hold on. I've had my laptop seems to have come unplugged at the back. I'm just checking to see what's going on.
Okay.
Connection to the server's been interrupted. I'll just refresh the page.
Okay. You seem to be back in now. Okay,
Yes.
I've accidentally clicked on aim there. So, let's find out if that was a pass for you. I'm going to make a whispered test. So you rolled...
Can I, before you roll, can I ask something?
I've already rolled, but do go ahead, yeah.
Am I able to somehow alert the group to whatever's about to happen to me? Like, if I feel compelled to sleep, I'll just yell, like, don't come in. I'm going to sleep. Or something like that.
Okay, well, you do feel the urge to just have a bit of a lie down, a bit of a nap. Just a bit of a nana nap in that bed there. I'll just have a bit of a lie down, do you think to yourself? I'm so tired after the fight and being chased through the woods and then another fight and all of that sort of thing. And I'm just gonna lie down and just.
Oh, I fell asleep.
Now, let's see if you manage to shout that warning to them first. Give me another willpower.
Or maybe even better,
test,
I could try and fire my crossbow through the window, because that would alert them.
That would, but whatever you do is going to require a willpower self-discipline test. Or willpower any other focus you've got that's higher that you've got instead if you don't have willpower.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Nope.
I only got 9.
Okay, so you're having a bit of a nap. You're having a little bit of a rest.
Right.
You're up. What are everybody downstairs doing?
Ooh.
I'm going to use the stuff I've foraged to make a little stew, heat it over the fire.
Okay, you start cooking up a stew. Give me an... Actually, no, you're just cooking. It's going to be quite edible. Yeah.
Marc's joined us.
Hello, Marc. Welcome to the game. Currently, the party have escaped the undead that were chasing them through the woods, and they've found a small, mysterious cabin in the woods. See, doesn't it sound more sinister when I say it like that instead of cottage?
It's like horror film, isn't it?
It is a horror film, yeah. Most of the party are refusing to go in because there's something not right about it, and at one point you did try to walk away, but after an hour you found yourself back here. The elf insists that you didn't get lost, that you were walking northeast directly all along. Okay, so you are... you did have to fight off one of the undead dogs that almost caught Rowena as well, which you eventually destroyed, but not before becoming injured by it.
I guess Marc found his way to us.
Yeah, he found his way to you during the fight.
Yeah.
Marc's character is Sandrina, the one that showed up in the middle of the fight. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the NPC, to be honest.
No. Okay, so currently you're outside this strange, creepy house that's appeared in the woods that the elf appears to have disappeared in. Everybody else is refusing to go in and have set up camp outside where they think it's safe.
Well.
Where they feel safe. There's no way I can say this. It doesn't sound like a threat, and I don't mean it to. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
So
where
what
they
is
foolishly believe?
What's everybody else doing while Rowena is cooking the stew with all the ingredients she found? Bear in mind that there's still that sumptuous meal laid out inside the thing. Sorry, Lars, go ahead. Lars,
I'm just like poking the fire with a twig, just resting and thinking, is that elf okay in there?
He's been gone a while. I mean, Rowena's almost finished cooking the the stew she's making or the soup she's making by now. So, yeah, he does seem to have been in there a little while, to be honest.
How long does
Counting
it
sheep.
feel like we've been out here for?
Give me a perception empathy test to see if you can figure it out.
Because I also want to see if the moon has shifted.
Or
Okay.
changed.
You'll need a perception seeing test to see if you can catch sight of the moon through the canopy.
Why are we all rolling 9? How many 9s is that in a row?
Quite
2.
a few.
3?
3.
Well, yeah, 3
Um,
if I scroll back past my secret roll from earlier.
Jenny said we can't seem to walk away from the cabin.
You tried
was
once,
that-
you just walked away from it, and after an hour you found yourself... you seem to have come round in a circle, but Edward swore blind that you hadn't deviated from the northeast path.
Can I try doing so and basically invoking my faith by using cantrips from the Book of Atelier?
Yes, you can try it. So you head off into the woods in an attempt to get away from this place. How long do you want to be walking away from it? Just till you're out of sight of the players, or do you want to keep going, the other characters, or do you want to keep going?
I'll keep going for a little bit longer.
Okay. Give me a willpower faith test, please.
Unfortunately, I don't have faith, but that'll be something that changes once I level up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
11.
So
11.
11. So you walk off through the woods, and as far as you can tell, you're walking through the woods and getting further and further away from the thing. The light from their campfire disappears behind you, then the light from the cottage itself disappears behind you. Give me a perception test. Perception seeing test. Okay. However, this area of the wood does seem oddly familiar.
Oh.
And then up ahead you start to see the light of the cottage, and shortly afterwards you see the light of their campfire.
Hi again, Sandrina.
Somebody say there's somebody in the cottage.
Yes, the elf Edward is in the cottage and seems to have been in the cottage for about half an hour or more now.
And we haven't heard him.
You stopped
chattering
hearing
away.
him shortly after he went up the stairs, actually. Yeah.
Right. Bryan, I'm going to PM you something on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
It's just an idea I've had. It's something that I'm aware of from other things, but it's just an idea I have just to see if this helps matters.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. So, the rest of you reckon the elf's been gone for about half an hour, 45 minutes now.
I am. And we know he went upstairs, do we?
Yes, because you were still looking through the
Right.
window when you last saw him, which was him tromping up the stairs.
How high is this wood pile? If I clambered up on it, would I be able to see through any window into the
You might
upstairs?
be able to peer through one of the bedroom windows above, yeah, you think? Yeah, well, you assume it's a bedroom window.
I'm moving the tent by accident. Oh no, I
Okay.
can't move myself without moving the tent.
Okay.
Odd.
Let me just come back off Facebook and fix that for you, because I think what will be causing that is the tent is on a higher
Yeah.
thing than you, so I'll just move it to the back. Layer token to back. That should fix that for you now. Try it.
Yes. it has,
Bryan, I've
okay.
PM'd you.
Oh, you
See
don't.
what you think of that idea.
Okay, let me just take a look at that.
Can't see any windows letting me see through up here.
Excellent idea, that, yes. You can see that Sandrina is clearly creeped out because she's now recounting some of the Book of Atelier.
Yeah,
Right.
and what I'm going to do while I'm doing it is in front of the entrance, but I'd say roughly where Lars' character is at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to kneel there with my sword in the ground in a, for lack of a better way of putting it, a position of faith, as if I technically am praying to Atelier.
Yes, right. Okay. So you're praying to Atelier, the same section of the book, kind of over and over again.
Over and over.
Ritually
And as I said,
chanting it.
it's a section that Sandrina knows off by heart and has learned it in now a way of being able to mark time where you're out of sunlight.
Yes.
And so it's so that I can actually work out how much time it is actually going past.
Okay, right. Yep, no problem. So you'll be able to start figuring out how long that's going to take. Could I get a climbing test for Celeste, please? Because this wood pile might just collapse under you. Your target number's 11.
Oh God, it's dexterity, isn't it?
Sorry, yes it is. Climbing, no, it's not. It's climbing is normally strength, but you can use dexterity this time anyway, because you try and dexterity acrobatics, because you try and not to cause the wood pile to collapse and knock you flying.
Okay, well, 13.
13. Okay, you managed to clamber up the wood pile, and I will just take you over to the other map. I'm just going to need, before I do that, to add your...
Ooh.
Can't be, so I'm going to drag Jenny over here, and you would come out about there, right? Okay. Okay, so that's about the high point.
Okay. I'll try and peer through.
Okay, so if you're moving over there, you're going to start standing on your... there you go. You can see, as you peer through there, trying not to fall down, you can see what appears to be Edward asleep on the bed. His weapons have been neatly stacked at the foot of the bed on the floor.
Really?
He's lying there in a sleepy repast. You notice he's taken his outer cape off. The whole works, actually. Give me a perception seeing test, please.
Right, did I actually take the cape off?
You can't remember doing it, but right now you're busy having some... you notice he's kind of twitching slightly.
Right.
If you didn't know better, you'd say this was somebody having a nightmare.
Having a nightmare.
Great.
I'm just going to be like, for God's sake. And I'll shout down to the others. Well, for the mother's sake, I'll shout down to the others. He's gone to sleep up there. And I'm going to bang on the window to see if I can try and wake him up.
Oi!
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't wake you. But what you do see, suddenly, you bang on the window and suddenly, without warning, you see this creature squatting on top of him, sat on his chest. It looks round at you and hisses. I would do that, but the cat's right next to us and it'll scare the shit out of her, so I won't do it. It just turns and hisses like a cat. The creature is shadowy in form. You can see straight clear through it, but it is a dark form with this grotesque elongated face looking straight at you. Its mouth open, its eyes just dead. As it glares directly at you, hisses and leaps off the bed, runs into the corner and just poof, disappears. As that happens, Edward, you've suffered an attack by one of these creatures.
Yay.
You were asleep at the time and there was nobody there to help you. So, let me just see how fuck you are. Let me just see exactly what's happened. I'm going to need this open.
I wake up soiled.
So, no, you won't, but you will wake up frightened.
Is this a succubus?
It doesn't look like a succubus. It looks like some kind of weird horned cross between a portly human with goat-like horns and an elongated, tapir-esque snout and big claws.
This reminds me. This reminds me of a creature from The Witcher.
Right. Okay.
I'm just going to say it reminds me of the Portrait of a Nightmare.
Yes, it does. It looks
Yeah.
exactly like the portrait of a nightmare.
And I'm trying to remember the artist, but I can't.
Ben,
which
could
is
you
not
roll me a
like-
Oh, you're the
D6?
screaming face. Is that what you're on about?
No.
No, that's the screen.
No.
Ben, could you roll a D6 for me, please?
Just a D6, yes. 1.
1, okay. Okay. I'm going to need to roll a 1d6 plus.
It reminds me of the
4.
creature from The Witcher, though. They're like these little children that inhabit houses, and they can give you nightmares and stop you from waking up.
Shit, right. Backslash roll.
Henry
1d6
Fuseli.
plus 4. Okay, Ben, you take 5 points of penetrating damage. In fact,
I mean, I'd rather not.
It ignores your armor completely because you're not wearing it. You wake up suddenly, something's banging on the window. You wake up suddenly and you think, "What the hell am I doing in bed? And when did I get undressed?"
I'm going to be
well,
banging on the window, telling him to get out of there now, and that there was something attacking him. I don't know if he can hear me through the window,
Yes, you
but
can.
I'm going to be shouting it.
I'm going to do
And
this sick move. I'm going to grab all my stuff, put my cape back on, and I'm going to fucking dive through the window.
Okay, you grab all your stuff as quickly as possible. There's something very, very wrong here. You grab all your stuff, quickly get dressed, and jump through the window. Give me
I'm right here.
Well, he'll jump through this other window. Give me a dexterity acrobatics test, please. This is to avoid hurting yourself on the way down, so the target number will be... Let me see, that's going to be challenging at best.
I got 13.
Worst, so it's right. Okay, so 13 was actually the target, so you only take 1d6 damage. So let me just roll a 1d6 and see how much damage you take.
Can I use stun points since it was a pass?
You didn't... Oh, you do generate 2 stun points, so...
3.
3 stun points, because Marie
3.
could give you 3 stun points. So what would you like to use them for?
I want to reduce damage somehow. Is that
Okay.
possible?
Yes, I'm going to say you can reduce the damage by the 3 stun points. So you've jumped out the window, you've smashed it with your face, and landed lightly on the ground and kind of tumbled forwards. So you'd have taken 4 points of damage, but you can take the 3 stun points off, so you take 1 point of penetrating damage.
And does it ignore armor completely?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's fine.
Because this is smashing a window with your face and then falling 2 stories out of a window with damage.
He's doing it Vivian style from the young ones, just headbutting his way through the wall.
Pretty much.
Now just whisper, so graceful.
And I'll run back over to the others and I'll explain to everybody what I saw. Like weird, creepy demon thing that was on top of him.
Yes.
And it hissed at me.
It did.
Does it look like that thing from, was it the Ken Russell film Gothic?
Yeah, that's from Fuseli's
Yes.
The Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
I've sent a pic that I've sent a
Yeah, I've
direct
seen
link
the
to the
picture.
portrait on in the chat.
Okay.
Is it still there?
Well, you... Celeste saw it disappear when it ran into the corner.
Okay. I'm still also marking time, by the way.
Okay. So you think between Celeste starting to climb the wood and Edward diving out the window and rolling across the floor has taken about 5 minutes, tops.
Okay.
Right. Am I okay setting fire to this place?
It is a stone cottage, remember? The floors are wood, though.
Yep.
If we set the interior on fire, then it should
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Do risk
spread
starting a
that
forest
easily,
fire
if it-
in a forest you're standing in.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. What's
Thing
the
is-
roof made
And in
out
a
of?
forest you're going to still be in for at least half a day, because it was
What-
20 kilometres from one place.
Is there
to the next.
any wind? Is it still or?
It's well, the thunderstorm that was happening earlier has stopped. The wind is blowing slightly to the southeast from the northwest.
Okay.
I say we go for it.
I don't know.
I'm already
Maybe-
possessed by like a demon.
Maybe we just need to try and stick it out, like outside, not go in the house. Try and stay camped outside. See if time passes normally. If time
I've got an
doesn't,
idea.
go on.
Who's got the most magic points?
I don't have any at the minute.
Who's
I've got
the biggest
16
magic
normally.
points pool? You've normally got 16. Lars? Lars,
Yeah.
how many magic points do you usually have on your character sheet?
I usually have, if I can just dig out the thing, I usually have 16, but now I've just got 1.
Right, so I'm just getting to the right place on my character sheet. I normally have 19. I think I just nominated. Right, I've got a theory.
Uh-huh.
My theory is that they're feeding on something, and the likely thing is, given what they are, is magic points.
Mm-hmm.
How many magic points do you usually have, Ben?
None.
None.
No.
None. So,
You do have... You've woken up frightened. You remember terrible nightmares. You remember voices in your head that were telling you all the worst possible things. Everything you've ever feared in your life. Everything you've ever not wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Probably just
feeding
feed
on-
on fear.
It
Yeah,
was telling you that
fear.
that was happening, that your friends don't love you, that your family wish you'd die, that your closest friend in all the world has passed away and was demanding to know why you had abandoned them and hadn't come, that you had failed to save people, that in actual fact you can physically remember saving people in the past. It literally all your deepest, darkest fears.
Yeah. So it's fear that it's
Do you have an
fear.
idea?
So that would be willpower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your willpower, Lars?
Willpower?
Uh-huh.
Right at the bottom.
Right at the bottom. Willpower 3.
Right, that's
Yeah.
quite good.
Yeah.
Mark?
-2.
Shit. Jenny?
-2. I do have faith.
Not -2.
Mine is 2.
Is 2, yeah.
Sorry, I thought yours was -2 there. and I was like,
No. I've
Um,
got 2 and I've got faith as a...
Yeah, I've got
Focus.
willpower, self-discipline.
Mhm.
Ben, what's your willpower?
1.
Right. So,
When's the lowest?
what do we think to one of us going in, right?
Mm.
And then the others rushing in after a few minutes to try to catch this thing on?
You know, Marie, I was just about to suggest that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we
I think
ambush
I-
it.
I think, yeah. If
And
we,
I
if we
think we
ambush
make it
this
a
thing,
tempting morsel, the person with the most willpower. Because the most, probably the person with the least willpower, because then they'll be able to frighten them more easily.
Yes.
Maybe.
Hold on, because who's the person with the most willpower?
Lars has got the most willpower.
Yeah.
Right,
With
I'm
3 natural.
going to use Hero's Inspiration on myself and Lars, so that'll make Lars' willpower 5 for the next willpower test,
you know,
Right. So,
and mine will be 4.
Okay,
Maybe
go
he
ahead
Lars
and
has
make,
to
go
agree to
go
his
ahead.
character going in and lying on the bed and going to
Yeah.
sleep.
go ahead and make
no,
a...
I think.
fuck's sake.
Sorry, Brian.
Could you go ahead and make the cast roll for that spell, please?
Don't need to, do I?
Yeah. Hero's Inspiration will be a spell, yes? Or is it a talent?
It's actually a spell.
Yeah, so you need to make
What
the
do I
cast.
roll for it then?
Okay, if you go onto the magic tab, which is on the near the top on the right-hand side,
Yep.
click the magic tab. If you come down, you'll notice that
Cast
each
spell.
spell has an entry. Yeah, cast spell. Just click that.
I mean, we could
Okay,
attack.
not
14
only
and
did
6
you...
stunts.
Yeah, you cast it with 6 magical
Nice.
stunt points. So pick 6 points of spell stunts. Reduce your mana by whatever it costs to cast the spell.
Yep.
And both you and Baelor feel suddenly inspired to heroic acts.
I am
Why
going
does it
to...
Arcana Focus plus 0?
I'm going to use... Let's see. Who's got the next highest willpower after Lars?
Me and Marie have
Yeah, we
you.
both got it. I've got willpower, self-discipline, and Jenny's got willpower with a faith.
Yeah, but what's your actual willpower?
2.
Ew.
Right. I'm going to use 4 points to split the spell and give 2 to Jenny's character.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other 2 I am going to use in powerful casting to increase mine and Lars by another 1 each. So Lars will be 6 and mine will be 5.
Right, yes. Okay, Jesus. Right.
Okay. Right, so now we've got 2
Don't
people
fuck with the Telia.
Right.
I
Okay.
think the person with the lowest willpower, i.e. me, should be the person who is bait, because I think this thing will target people with the lowest willpower, because they'll be the most susceptible to, all of its tricks, like putting it to sleep and then attacking it.
Yeah, I think somebody needs to lie down the bed. We can then rush in and attack, or attack through the broken window that's up the... If we can climb up or something,
Probably going to be easier if we all charge in and up the stairs
Yeah.
than try and climb up the
Yeah.
side and clamber through a broken window one at a time.
Well, I was just thinking maybe one person could do that if they can cast
Yeah.
a spell through it or something. But
No,
um,
fair
Yeah,
enough.
if I can go to the master bedroom, because there's only one bed in there. I was thinking that maybe like you guys won't have to make a test to sleep if there's only one bed. Maybe.
Good point.
But if I can go in the master bedroom and I'll play along and lie in the bed and everything, and then after a specified amount of time, you guys go in there and you try and catch this thing in the act. Sitting on top of me, feeding on my nightmares.
Right, guys, before we start, there's something I can do. I only have enough points to cast one of these.
Yeah.
Puppets of Fate
Ooh.
to change my enemy's roll, or Hands of Fate to give us a bonus.
In case this helps you decide, Hands of Fate, as long as you successfully cast the spell, will give you a pool of fate points you can then use to adjust your dice rolls.
yeah.
Whereas Puppets of Fate would give you a pool of points each time you spend one. You can force an enemy to try and re-roll the same test they've just passed. But they do get to save first. They do get a save and throw against the effect first.
So I'd be tempted to do Hands of Fate.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah?
Okay. Go ahead and do a Hands of Fate test for me then, please. Oh, nice one. Okay, so first of all, you've successfully cast the spell. Secondly, you got 5 on the stunt dice, which means you get the stunt dice plus 1 as the number of fate points you've got, so that's 6. You've got 6 fate points. Also, you did generate stunts, so go ahead and look at the spell stunts. Tell me what stunts you would like to use.
I'm just bringing up the spell stunts.
Hands of Fate. And you got 6 points in the fate pool.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Guys, once again, I'm going to throw this open to the floor. There's a 5-point stunt. Disrupt magic. In addition to its normal effect, your spell is so powerful that it may disrupt another magical effect, such as a spell on the target. Roll an immediate test of your intelligence, power arcana, versus the spell power of any one effect on the target. Success removes the effect.
There are
You see,
no
I'm
further
thinking
effects
this
on you
creature-
at the moment, though.
This creature can teleport.
I was going to say, could I use it to disrupt the magic that's cast on? Because I was assuming that what's happening to us is a magic effect. Us being sort of
Possibly.
trapped in a bubble of time.
Well, there's some kind of
there's-
magic
could
going
be.
on. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. It's up to you.
I mean, try it.
I was thinking, if it can disrupt magical effects, could it potentially disrupt the creature's ability to teleport away?
No, because
Oh.
it has to be used right now, and it has to be used
All
on
right now.
the target of
Okay.
the spell. Marie was the target of the spell.
Not really sure if it teleports anyway. It might just go invisible.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, okay. I take it powerful casting wouldn't apply in this case. I couldn't add more points to the pool.
Just read out the text for powerful casting.
Increase the spell power of your spell by once per
No,
stunt point.
It's the spell power. So had you used the other one, you would have increased the spell power and therefore made it harder for somebody else to save against. That's all spell power does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
just reducing the magic costs is probably your
You
best
could reduce
bet.
the magic cost, but you'd still have points left.
Yeah. Yeah. But that would restore me back to having 6. But if I did that, I could cast the other one as well.
Well, why not?
How long did these points last for?
Till the
That's
end of the
Of
encounter.
the round
No, the encounter.
Okay.
encounter.
Encounter.
Sorry.
Yeah.
hmm
So.
So not until you escape the witch house. If anybody's interested, this scene is actually called Dreams in a Witch House. With apologies to H.P. Lovecraft.
He's dead. Right. I think the only thing I can really do is reduce the cost to using skillful casting.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to do that, which would put me back up to 6 magic points.
Okay, so
At
you
which point I would actually have enough to cast Puppets of Fate as well.
go ahead and cast that as well if you'd like to.
Reduces my magic to nothing.
That's okay, that doesn't do you any harm. Puppets of Fate and... Right, okay, so you've called out to Fate and Fate has answered you the first time. It has bestowed you with a large number of its boons. However, the second time you called out to Fate, it didn't answer. Unless you want to use
Use
one of
fate points.
the Fate points you already have to turn that 12 into a 13 and then you've
I'll
passed
do it.
both
I'll
spells.
do it. I'll do it.
Okay, so you only have 5 Fate points left, but you have now passed a Puppets of Fate, and you have 5 points in that pool too. And you've generated 5 stunned points again.
So I'll reduce the casting cost again.
Nice
Putting
one.
me back up
okay.
to having my 5 magic points.
Okay, so Fate, you are the favourite of Fate at the moment. You have 5 Fate points. You have 5 attempts to force an enemy to re-roll a one of its tests. You are prepared, everybody, are you?
I'm going to ask, could
Yeah.
someone heal me, please?
Yeah, would somebody like to make a intelligence healing test, please? Whoever has
Well,
the
I'll do
highest
it.
intelligence is probably the best bet. Go ahead, Lars. You go ahead and do it.
I've got intelligence 3, but
I've got intelligence 2, but I've got like things like healing touch, cure,
Yeah.
which
you go
uses
for
up magic, but I'll just use my knowledge of first aid.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and do a intelligence healing test then.
Right,
So if
okay.
you don't have the healing focus, it's just straight intelligence. If you do, you get to add the bonus. You've passed, so you managed to heal 2 plus your intelligence. That's 4 points you get back, man.
Right, cool.
Nice.
I'm only 9 down, so I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
clustering you all together so that you're going to be easier for me to move across to
Murder.
the next map. There is actually an API for this, but we find that it can
APIs
be...
never work.
Well, that one can do some odd things. Like in one of our other streamed games, it always puts one of the characters has a follower, and even when she's not on the map that they're leaving, it always puts her inside the wall somewhere on the map that they're going to. And nobody knows why. So I'm not using that API script on this game because I can't quite figure out the random way. It also has a tendency to plonk people down in a random position. So I'm just going to pop you guys all over there for now and delete that and that. And I'll move you over. Just don't worry about the fact that you're all hovering in the air. Think of that as just a holding position for your tokens at the moment. Edward, you're coming up the stairs, or you have reached the top of the stairs. The rest of the party are waiting a few moments to come to your rescue, you hope.
I'm going to just go to the toilet real quick. That's okay.
Do you mean the character or you personally?
Me personally.
Right, okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Yes,
well,
I think I need
before I
a
go-
pee as well, so give me a minute.
Okay, we will take a quick comfort break for everybody. In the meantime, those of us who are not peeing, or who at least aren't going to the bathroom to do it.
I've been in the bathroom the whole time.
Oh my god.
Well, like, obviously.
Okay, I'll close escape into the woods. Yeah, so normally I would... that music's still broken. So let me just turn it off again.
I can actually hear it okay, you know.
It comes and goes. It starts and stops, and that whatever I'm hearing in my cans, it's what's being recorded on the.
Right, yeah.
So I'd rather stop it and then edit it back in properly rather than.
Yeah.
Okay. Strange. It only ever happens on. Well, not only ever. I think I've had it happen on one of the other games, but it's happened on both of the Fallen Kingdom sessions we've done.
Nice.
And the music was working fine at the beginning. When we were doing the chase, we didn't have any problems. So I don't know why it suddenly broke when I moved you onto another table. I'll maybe raise a ticket about it and see if
I'm back.
anyone can explain it. Hello. Okay, so Edward has made his way up the stairs, the creaking staircase, as you alight into the upstairs landing.
I'm going to be using the mirror again to check corners. Because
Okay.
so far, that's
Give me a
apparently the way to
perception
check it.
test.
seeing.
Sorry, what did you say?
Seeing. Perception seeing.
Oh, sorry, yes, perception seeing, please.
16.
Okay, in that case, this time things have gone just a little bit different. You peer into the... oh, damn it. You peer into the mirror and look to see if you can see anything like the shadow you think you almost caught the last time but didn't quite. And what you see is...
I'm back with
hello there.
like popcorn.
Popcorn.
Okay, so you see that creature standing directly behind you that I've just dropped in on the
fucking
map.
hell.
Give me a fear test. That's willpower, courage, please. And you failed. Add a fear point.
As a fight or flight response, maybe I turn around and shoot it with a crossbow.
I will allow that, yeah. Just remember to add that fear
Fear
point.
response. Oh, I do have a fear point.
Yeah.
I'm nervous now.
You are indeed. So you turn round, you kind of startled yelp, you drop the mirror and fire your crossbow at this thing at point blank. Go ahead and do a shooty shoot.
If I have aim, then that would be a 12.
Am I going to allow you to aim? I don't see why not. So yes, that's a 12. Let me just bring up the shadow creature.
Is it actually called? Oh, shadow people. Oh, that's comforting.
Shadow creature. Open the fuck up, man. Just stop moving across the... Okay, so 12 you said you got.
Yes.
Right, so you turn round and fire, and it, like lightning, just moves out of the way. Boom, boom. Your crossbow bolt hurtles past and hits the door. And as it does, the creature, kind of angered by your attempt to do some horrible harm to it, is going to use one of its powers. So you're not actually asleep, so it can't do that.
Well, this will be my bit of, oh my god, help!
So you start screaming for help, having thrown the plan right the fuck out the window from round one. The creature is going to attempt to claw your throat open.
Oh, that's yeah.
Isn't it? Yes.
It loves
He invites me into his house, claws my throat open. Don't like this neighbour.
13, is that a hit?
No. My
It's not.
my defense is 14.
Okay, in that case, it, in a panic, lashes out with its claws and then just dematerializes.
Oh,
So, what would you like to do now?
Oh,
Meanwhile, can everybody else give me a perception hearing test, please?
Okay. Bet there's more of them, isn't there?
probably.
Who knows? Who dares to wonder?
Oh my god, I keep rolling so
Does
bad.
say shadow people.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so everybody except Celeste has heard a startled elven yelp from upstairs. Ah! Actually, what you heard was twang, thunk. What would you all like to do?
Well, I
Run in
heard fuck
and-
all.
Leg it upstairs.
Right, you are. You come hurtling up the stairs.
I'm going to follow.
And you're going to follow, so we'll just place you guys up here.
I
As
guess
they
I'll.
enter into the room, they would see the crossbow on the floor, me with my rapier and shield drawn.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. You're on that level now. You can move your tokens around. You can see Edward is standing in this master bedroom with a discharged crossbows on the floor. He's got his buckler in one hand and his rapier in the other, and he is white, really pale, like he's seen a ghost.
I can't see anything on my screen except the black.
Okay,
my
let me
character.
fix that. It might be that your vision isn't set correctly. No, your vision is set correctly. There's no light in here. That would be why.
Who keeps turning off the lights?
Are we going to roll
But
initiative?
it's like living with one of them people that's like, you left the light on for an extra 3 seconds. That'll be a fraction of a penny on the electric bill.
Yeah, I'll just... Somebody said they'd made a torch earlier. Was that you, Marie?
That was me.
That was you. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll set you as generating light. So token emits light. Low level for 10 meters. And I'll just reduce that level because if a torch was that bright, it's exploded. Right. So there you go, Lars. You should be able to see now because you should be able to see via the torchlight that Marie's is carrying.
Right. Right, okie dokes.
Yep. So go ahead and move yourself around that landing or through one of the 3 doors as you wish.
Right, I shall position myself here.
You know, I don't even think we had to go in the building to attract the monster. Because, as I said, people who have been in the building have had night terrors for years, which means that the shadow person's bonded to them.
There's a scary thought. What happens if this creature haunts you for the rest of your life?
Well, it'll
But
eventually
the
kill
2
me.
members of
amount
the
damage
faith will
it
get
does.
him exorcised.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
By the power of
Grayskull.
whatever we
Sorry.
Talia.
by the power of Atelier, we cast thee out, foul
Oh,
demon.
Christ compel you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking a bit pale and frightened as the rest of the party bimble in behind you, ready to attack the creature that isn't here, or they can't see at least.
I'll check the mirror to see if it was behind me, and then this thing, it was awful. And I'll kind of give a vague description of it. It was right behind me, and I swung around as fast as I could, and I fired my crossbow just out of instinct. But the thing it was faster than anything I've ever seen before. It swiped at me, but I managed to somehow duck out the way. It just vanished.
So, right, because I'm actually in the same room as him. So he's said out loud that he's using a mirror to try and see it.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else heard that, but if they didn't, I'll relay it.
Yeah,
Could
the
I
others are
try
just
and-
behind you, so they'll hear you
Right.
as well. Yeah.
Could I
Also,
try
the
and
description
use...
he gave you sounds very much like the thing you saw sat on his chest in the other bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it would be
Yeah.
that. Could I use my sword as a kind of a mirror? How shiny is
No,
it?
it's not that highly polished.
Just
Damn
one
it.
isn't there a didn't you say there was a dressing table set with a mirror? So
He's
That
got
was
a
the
mirror.
mirror I had.
Yeah, it
It
was
Depends if the
the
mirror I dropped broke.
mirror you dropped was the one from the silver vanity set. There is actually a mirror built onto a dressing table as well, so there is a second mirror in the room.
Okay.
You can take a look and see if the mirror on the floor was broken or not, though.
Yeah, is it broke?
Yes. It's cracked. The mirror's cracked from side to side.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, you said it now. It's in my head.
See
Curse
how
has
many.
come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott.
What? Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's see how many literary quotes I could squeeze into one game. You can
Maybe
still
we
see through
can
it though,
break
because it's
it.
literally just one clean crack from side to side.
How
And
about
it's
we
probably the
break it
thing
into
is
pieces?
like seeing something distorted by a broken mirror would make you even more fearful, so they might be more likely to manifest.
Possibly.
Well, I was thinking if everybody got a little piece of the mirror, if we broke it into bits, we might all be able to try and see it.
No, man, that's
if
5
you
years
all
bad
broke-
luck.
Yeah, 7.
Could I not use my
Seven.
sword or my shield?
No, they're not highly enough polished.
Well, I'm going to suggest
This
that.
time.
I'm going to try and smash the mirror into slightly smaller pieces so that you could all have a little bit of
Okay,
mirror.
you bring your boot down on it and crack the mirror still further into several small pieces. Then you start handing broken pieces of glass to people. What could go wrong?
Don't cut yourselves.
I think
So
everyone
everybody's
should get out.
tetanus up to date.
I
Oh,
think
well-
everyone should get out because I don't think it's going to attack if there's loads of people around me.
We'll all be wearing leather gloves, I'm sure.
It will be, yes.
I'm going to try looking through the mirror behind and around the room, see if I can see it.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll. Perception seeing.
How many times am I going to roll 9?
Quite a
It's a
lot,
very
by the
common
look of
number.
it. Yeah, so no, you've not seen anything.
This is like the 8th time.
I have a question.
Yes,
Not
go ahead.
Did the thing teleport or did it go invisible?
Very good question. Give me a arcane knowledge test. See if you know.
Oh, arcane knowledge. I got arcane law.
Sorry, arcane law was what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You've actually heard of these creatures before, the shadow people. These things live in dreams and shadows and feed upon people's nightmares and worst fears and dreams. They can also travel through dreams, so once they have found a victim that they like, they will follow them till the end of one or the other's days. They can't teleport, though, other than through dreams to hunt a preferred prey.
He's
So
going to have to go.
they can teleport through shadows and dreams whilst hunting their current preferred prey. But it would seem that this guy is your its current preferred prey. What they can
I've got
do
an idea.
is turn invisible.
Right.
I've got an idea.
Go on
Come
then.
on, someone ask me what it is.
What's
Is it
your
is it
idea,
a plan so cunning you could pin
It's
a tail on it?
It's such a good idea. Okay, so I'm gonna go to sleep, and you know my crossbow. We're gonna set a trap, and it's gonna be attached to a string, and then someone's gonna watch me while I sleep through a door, through like a keyhole or something. And then when you see me starve in a nightmare, someone's gonna pull the string, and the crossbow's gonna shoot. It's gonna hit the monster, and then you're all gonna rush in and stab it.
And given that you know it's just invisible and is therefore probably still in this room, how is it
Well,
not
no,
going to notice you do this?
Right. Is everybody suitably dressed?
Yes.
Then, oh shit.
Well, then I
No,
can lead it
forget
away.
it. I can't do it because I haven't got the magic points
Back
Yeah.
yet.
all healed up. Bugger, I was going to start freezing the room, so if you see an invisible object,
Could try ask.
It has been an hour, I would say, by now, although you haven't really had any rest. Well, you did have a bit of rest, not sleepy rest, but rest while you were eating outside. So I'm going to say
Yeah.
all the mages can take 1d6 plus their willpower in mana recovery.
While I'm asleep though, as long as someone blocks the door, if it can go in, how tall was it?
Shorter than you.
Okay, well, as long as someone blocks the door, it won't be able to get out.
True.
Well, if we
As
know
long
it's
as it's,
in
you
this
know,
room,
did you say willpower?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that makes me 9 points up.
Excellent. So you
So
now have
that's
9 points of magic points you've regenerated.
does Lars know if these things are like intelligent, or if they're animalistic?
They are intelligent, yes.
Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't have known how to lure people in.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
stuff,
this
but
entire trap is quite sophisticated.
yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. And with that, I shall cast Ice Sheet to freeze the room.
Okay. You fire off the spell Ice Sheet into the room. Go ahead and make a casting roll.
It's true.
Ben, are you getting
it'll
out
still
of the
be
room
in the
first?
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna get on the bed.
Okay, the entire room suddenly freezes, and you can see. Can you see? No, you can't see anything. Yeah, but the entire
What-
room has
this-
suddenly frozen.
A way to find invisible creatures
Yeah.
is to. This is in a different game. It's in my SCP game, but it says a way to find invisible anomalies is to set off a smoke grenade, and then you look for disturbances in the smoke.
Well, yeah, I was.
Do we have anything that can make smoke?
No.
Keep
Sight
your
fire.
eyes open for footprints in the
Yes.
ice.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Give me perception seeing tests.
Yes.
everyone.
I'm loading my crossbow again.
You can't actually see any footsteps, footprints.
Can I?
No, nobody can. Of the rolls you've gotten so far, and I am aware that you...
I'm Lars.
right. Lars
Hold
got
on,
19.
perception seeing.
Perception seeing. Lars, you got 19. You can't see any footprints in the ice either. Which means either the
Well,
thing has
it's not
stayed
in the
perfectly still,
Or
or
it's not in the ice.
something like that, yeah. Or it's somewhere where you wouldn't see.
So if I got my rapier and I started swiping around the bed,
Yes?
do I hit anything?
I was gonna say to Arcane Blast the room, to be honest.
Yeah, give me an attack roll with your rapier then. You're at -4 because you can't see anything to hit, but just make the roll normally. If there's anything there, I'll increase its defense by 4. Right?
I would technically I'm gonna aim, so it would be 10.
You can't aim if you can't see.
Yeah.
So you just see him slashing the bed with the rapier and around the bed and under the bed, and there's an interesting thing. Did you just see the shadows move there, Lars, under the bed? You think you might have done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll say it to the elf, who I can't remember his name.
Edward.
Edward.
With that sword, stab the bed downwards.
Okay. I'll just start stabbing the
And
bed down.
stab it hard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just waiting for all the dirty
Sorry,
minds.
I'm going to need a moment. Right, okay, I'm composed.
And it was at this point that the game devolved.
Okay, so you thrust through the bed. Give me an attack roll. Oh, dear.
Keep thrusting on the bed.
Hard up.
Okay, was that your attack roll to thrust downwards? So from your position on the bed, you thrust downwards.
Do you know, I'm laughing harder at your reaction to this than I am at that.
Excuse me. No, right.
Please don't break the games, Master.
I'm an adult. I can't cope with this. Just
I mean, if I stab it at equal intervals, you know, like, it's going to run out of space.
So,
isn't it?
thrust with a steady rhythm.
Oh no, that's it now.
Okay, so you're stabbing down through the bed. You haven't managed to hit anything just yet, though. Unfortunately for you, this thing is going to have to retaliate, though. Otherwise, you're going to hit it eventually. So, shadow people can target any nearby target who is already asleep, so that's no good.
Got my shield. I'm saying that I've got my shield.
So it can't use that on you. It can't use that on you. He can't feed on you. Can he feed on people who are awake, or is it only asleep? A shadow person can feed on the life energy of any adjacent sleeping target. Oh, right. Sleeper sense. Oh. Ah. Shadow people can travel through the mystical realms of shadow and sleep over long distances. They can move up to intelligence times 10 miles per day in this fashion during during narrative time. So yeah, they can't teleport during action, this type of thing. So I wasn't wrong when I said that. Shadow Arcana. Ah, right. Let's kill you with one of these spells. Shit. Ooh, actually. Having said that,
he won't be able to see me though, will he? So can he cast a spell on someone he can't see?
He can see you. Why would you think he couldn't see you?
Because he's under the bed and I'm on top of it.
Yeah, you can see the bloody great knives coming through. But I see your point. Yes, okay. So I am going to attempt a spell cast, and shit! I think he's just filled. Target number 14. He has. So you hear some vague mumblings under the bed. Make another attack.
Oh, okay. Can I aim now based on the mumbles?
No, I'm not. Yes, go on. I'll allow you to aim.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You thrust your rapier down through the bed again. Nothing happens. Or you don't manage to connect anything. You hear some more vague mumblings from under the bed, and this time he's cast that successfully. So what I do need to know is how much mana it's just cost him.
All of it.
That's the one. He's cast it twice. That's 16 mana he's spent. I'm just going to have to
Fucking
move
hell.
you out of the way because you were literally exactly on top of him. Actually, I don't need to move you out of the way because he's on the Games Master's lair. All I need to do is that, and then I can't select you. So it's just cost him, what did I say, 16 mana?
16, yeah.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
16, it really is, yeah. Okay, so you spent some more time thrusting through the bed.
Right, you guys are meant to be adults.
I know we're meant to be, but, you know, things have gone horribly wrong in that regard. Okay, this is turning into a much longer stream than we had initially intended, but I haven't found a logical stopping point, so we will continue. Unless anybody desperately needs to dash, of course.
Nah, let's keep going. I want to
Okay.
stab this guy.
So,
Not even sexual. Wow.
at this point, I think everything is now. So, what would you like to do next? You're thrusting through the bed, nothing is
Well,
happening.
you said that he cast a spell on me. Did it
Not
did
on
it
you, he didn't.
do it?
He cast a spell.
Oh.
You don't know what it did.
Oh, well, then I guess I'll just keep trying to keep stabbing him.
So, what's everybody else doing while the mental elf is just thrusting his rapier through the buttress?
I suppose the rest of us with any close contact weapons can, like, I don't know.
Actually, I've got an idea.
Mhm.
I've got dark vision. And if he's a shadowy person, if I look under there, I'll be able to see, in the dark, he'll just be a shadowy outline, won't he?
You could try it. Yeah.
So if I look under, well, if I jump off the bed
Okay.
and then, look under the bed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you jump off the bed and look underneath in an attempt to see if you can see the creature lurking down there. You see nothing.
Really? Shit. I'll yell over at the door and just say, like, someone stay at the door, because it's probably going to try and sneak out.
Well, if it travels through shadows, it might not be able to leave underneath the bed if there's not enough shadow for it.
Did
Can we
the
not just
fireplace
hit my
just
bed?
go out?
The fire's just gone out, yeah.
Yep, because it's trying to make shadow. Can anybody get some light in here?
I've got a torch.
That's probably not enough, is it?
Depends on whether or not we throw the torch on the bed.
I
Well, it
mean,
would create quite a lot of light. And smoke, so we'll be able to see it.
Set fire to the bed.
Okay,
kinda want
so I'm just going to try something. Where is this creature? Have I closed its stat block like an idiot? Yes, I appear to have closed its stat block like an idiot. Let me just bring the shadow people up again. Oh no, I hadn't. It was on the other screen. I was misremembering where I'd put it. So it's going to attempt another spell while you're all flailing about trying to figure out just what on earth is going on. It is going to attempt a shadow dagger.
Oh, yay.
So let me have a
So-
look. That is a total of 12, target number of 11. It has passed. With 6 spell stunts, it has passed. So it doesn't need to worry about magical energy at this point because it has fucking loads. So it's going to do something more horrible instead. Let me have a look. I'll just switch on
So
to
I'm
the
just-
correct level and take
kinda-
3 more. 3
Kind
more
of
things
confused how
off.
these things work.
wait a minute. I
Well,
wish
hang on,
I.
let me get this spell finished and then. Okay, so out of nowhere, a dagger of sheer darkness hurtles out from the north, straight down the
Bryan?
corridor and hits.
Bryan,
Yeah, go on.
puppets of fate.
Ooh, bugger. Yes, okay. Let's.
I've used one of my points. That's one of my puppets of fate points.
Yes, okay. So the creature will need to. Nicely timed. Creature will need a save and throw first of all. So what's your spell power?
Probably not as good as that, but I'll give it a try.
What's your spell power? Oh, sorry, you need to
Uh,
cast the spell first, don't you? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
So you might fail. Oh, no, you don't, because you've cast the spell already. So all I need to know is what your spell power is.
I think it's 12.
It'll be on the spell.
Yeah, yeah, it's 12.
12? Okay. And what's it say next to test?
And that's puppets of fate. So, test willpower, self-discipline.
Willpower self-discipline. Okay. So it needs to be 12 for the willpower self-discipline test. I'm just going to take it off Whisper so you can see. And 16, it's passed. Okay,
Damn.
nice try. But this thing has incredibly powerful will. And as it, excuse me, as it, I need to find shadow on there, don't I? Slime, water, death will do, that'll do. As it finishes a spell, this shadow dagger blasts out through that door and slams into whoever this is in the red. Is that Sandrina? Sandrina, right you are. It's got 6 points, so it's going to do a lethal spell, and it's going to skirmish you forward as well, skirmish you sideways as well. No, it can't really skirmish you there, and there's not much point, so I'll just lose a point. So it's a lethal spell, so it would normally do 1d6 damage, plus its willpower of 4. But it's doing a lethal spell, so that'll be 3d6 damage plus its willpower of 4. Just going to see if there's a test. No, there isn't. So it's 3d6 / roll 3d6 plus 4. And this is, I think, piercing damage? Yes, it is. So this ignores your armor. Sandrina's suddenly hit for 10 points of damage by the sudden blast of energy that comes down out of this thing. Seconds later, another one is going to attempt the same thing. So, Marie, if you want to try to stop it again, you can do.
Yep.
Let me see if it succeeds the spell cast first, though. It will do, yep. So, let me try its save and throw. It's going to be 12. And it has just passed its save and throw. So it doesn't need to roll again. So it has fired a second, or the other one has fired a blast of shadow dagger straight through the window at Sandrina as well, straight through the door at Sandrina as well. That one does less damage though. So it's, if I just press that button and then, oh shit. How the fuck is that? Done that. I've just filled up my chat box with stuff, and it's not what should have come up. Anyway, that's / roll 1d6 plus 4. So Sandrina takes another 7 points of damage, which ignores her armor. So she's in quite a bad way. What would everybody like to do?
Right, well, I have a spell that misses, like, arcs around allies and will hit an enemy.
Do, yes.
If I can get it to actually fucking work.
Ah, well, don't forget that Marie's still got 5 points in her Hands of Fate.
So I can bump your spell.
Also, it specifically says enemies in an area. It doesn't say you have to be able to see them.
Yeah, it's a 6 yard by 6 yard area, so I could just fire it into the middle of the... Or where I think the shadow dagger might have come from.
Well, the shadow daggers definitely can't come from through this door. Oh, shit. Sorry. Well, you can see where it's coming from.
Yeah. I'll aim it through there then. I've only got enough magic points to do this once.
Okay.
So
you call upon your goddess to send a discharge of electrical energy. You also mentioned to Sandrina that it might be a good idea if she ducks.
Well, to be fair, it'll go around her.
It will actually, yes.
And it will hit all of them
It
if
will
they're
hit
in the
all
same
of them if
area.
they're in there. Yeah. Okay,
Right.
go ahead.
Okay. Please work, because every time I've cast it so far,
well, if it doesn't, Marie's got 5 points she can boost you by, so just don't fail by that much and you'll be alright.
Yeah.
Triple 1.
13, that's a successful cast.
Yes.
So, the goddess answers your prayers and you get a sudden surge of electrical energy which hurtles down the corridor and blasts. You can actually see the two creatures just for an instant. Just for a sudden moment, you see that... Oh, fuck off, man. You see them both appear. So let me just change them onto the token. Right, there you go. Just as the electrical energies crackling around them. You know in the cartoons when you see people light up when they get electrocuted? That's essentially what's happened with these shadow creatures.
Right.
Now, what's it say on test for this spell?
Right, it's they'll get damage regardless.
Yeah.
But it's Constitution Stamina, with a difficulty of 13.
Constitution Stamina, target number 13. Right, you are. Have I lost the friggin' character sheets again? So, Shadow Peeps. There we go. Constitution Stamina. They're not as good as this as they are at willpower saves, mate. However, that's still a save for the first one and a fail for the second one.
Okay. It says anyone in the area takes 1d6 plus willpower penetrating damage. Targets that make a successful test only take 1d6.
And not
There's
the willpower.
something wrong there. Right, so not plus the willpower.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
There's nothing wrong there. It just means don't take the willpower element.
Did one of them pass the
Yes it did. Wait a minute. It might be about to fail. No, it managed to pass its save and throw against your Puppets of Fate.
Okay, well, the first one, I mean, it's not a lot of damage, 6 damage.
So 6 damage to the first one. Yeah, that's penetrating, though, isn't it? So its armor gets ignored.
It is.
Yeah.
And
And
the
how
other
much
one's
to the
just
second one?
1d6. 6.
And 6 to the second one as well. Right, you are. So -6 on that one. Okay, so both of them have been electrocuted by your blast. They are less than entirely pleased by this and immediately shift back into shadow to try and avoid getting killed to death. So let me just swap them out into the...
And lit them up, the little fuckers.
Okay, so I think we're probably going to need a turn order now for everybody. So I'll just clear off the old one, and if you would just like to go ahead and...
So you know the dresser next to me? Does it have any makeup or anything on it?
Makeup? No, it doesn't.
Shame.
Yeah, like powder or something. Yeah. It's a good idea.
Yeah, we need to start carrying a bag of flour.
Yeah.
There probably is flour. Is
There's
there not
flour downstairs.
Downstairs.
flour?
Yeah.
Bags of flour? Yeah, chuck it in the room. Chuck it everywhere, and then you might...
Someone's going to have to go get them. I'm stuck in the room.
You're stuck in the
With
wrong
at least
room.
one of them.
No, there doesn't seem to be one in the room with you now.
How's it
Oddly
left?
enough. Yeah, and given that the Major's fairly sure they don't normally have that kind of teleporting ability, he can
the
only
shadow.
assume that it has a magical spell, because it's just
teleport.
cast a Shadow Arcana spell at you. So you're pretty sure it has other Shadow Arcana spells like Travel Through Shadows and so forth.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Shadow Meld, it's actually
I
called.
mean, if we
That's
can
good for me.
brighten the rooms enough, but I mean, it's hard to not leave any shadows.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so has everybody... We have Sandrina...
No, I've got to do my initiative,
Right,
haven't
okay,
I?
go ahead. Yeah. So it's just you to go then, Marie.
Sorry, I've been trying to find my character to click on her.
Your character's by the stairs.
Yeah, found her.
Well, I say by the stairs, actually on the stairs, but yeah.
And I was basically having a horrendous sneezing fit, so ignore me.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your initiative.
There you go.
That's 10. So I will order these in descending order, and we'll see who gets to go first. Sandrina gets to go first. She can avenge herself for that vicious shadow dagger barrage she took if she likes.
I was just about to say that now that I know where it is, yes, I am.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's all I needed to know. So you'll have to move up to it, so it'll be up to this point here. And attack 11. Let me just take a look at its defense. It's probably not of
My
gonna hit that.
13 didn't hit, I don't think.
Yeah, Pretty sure its defense is higher.
12 or
Yeah.
13.
Okay, so you swing for it, but it kind of jumps backwards. It's extremely fast. Edward, what would you like to do?
Am I able to squeeze my way out the room and downstairs?
And down, yes. Yeah.
Then I'm going to head downstairs, straight to that stock room where I saw the flower, and I'll
Okay.
pick up a sack of it and then start heading back.
Oh shit, I'm firing spells off. Is not what I meant to do.
I have
I
magic.
meant to measure
I
the
fireball my party.
distance. So, what's your speed?
16 movement.
16, so you'll be...
I'll
Bryan
think I'll
can
have to
inspire me.
sprint.
Okay, it'll take 2 entire combat rounds for you to get back here with the... So this round you go down, next round you come up, the round after you'll be able to act. Okay?
Okay.
So it is Shadow Person number 1 then. This one here. It's going to have to cast a spell at you because its hand-to-hand combat attacks are shocking. 1d3 damage. Well, plus its strength, so plus 3 I suppose. However, let me see if I can... It's going to have to Shadow Dagger you again. It's about the only attacking spell it's got. And it's missed. So blast Shadow Dagger off at Sandrina, and the Shadow Dagger goes wild. Expecting it this time, she kind of steps to the left and the Shadow Dagger blasts past. It's still going to cost it the 3 magic points though, so let me
See,
just...
this is what I've been meaning to ask you. If I force it to reload, does it still cost it points?
Yes, it does, yeah.
Fantastic.
That's good.
So, what have I cocked up there? Hang on a second. Come on, pop it up. There we go. -3 on the... Okay, so that one's burned the Shadow Dagger for no effect. This one's going to have to try Shadow Dagger as well. And target number 11 is cast with a 12, so that's a successful cast. Unless you want to try and stop it again, Marie, although you've not had
Yep,
much
I'll
luck
burn
with that.
another Puppets of Fate.
You're going to burn another Puppets of Fate. So let's see if it fails its save and throw this time. They do have a very high willpower, but sooner or later they might... Nope! It's managed to shrug that off again, so that Shadow Dagger blasts forward and strikes Sandrina. So it's backslash 1d6 plus
Really
4
don't
damage.
like Sandrina.
This, oh shit, backslash roll 1d6 plus 4. So Marc Sandrina takes another 9 points of damage that ignores her armor as this
Fucking hell.
Ouch.
Shadow Dagger arcs
Sandrina's gonna
forwards
die.
and slams into her, going straight through her armor as if it wasn't there. Okay, Celeste to go.
Motherfucker's getting smited.
Yeah. Celeste to go.
Okay. I am going to try and... We've got an idea of where they are at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You
You can actually see them at the moment.
Right, okay. I'm going to attack one of them, whichever's nearest, with my longsword.
Okay, so you're going to have to get past Sandrina to do it. But we can assume
How is Sandrina looking?
quite badly off.
Looking good.
So you're charging up there to attack with a longsword as well.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and attack.
Okay.
That's a hit. Just barely, but it's a hit.
Okay, good. See damage.
Do damage to the fucker.
Minimum damage. Ugh.
Minimum damage. So it's got no armor, so it takes the full 4 damage.
Okay, well that's not too bad then. Can I use a minor action to cast Arcane Shield?
Is Arcane
is
Shield a minor action spell?
It is.
Then
It
yes, you
is.
can. Yeah.
It says yeah, cast time minor action.
Nice one.
Okay.
Then yeah, sure, go ahead.
I've got to cast it. Yes. That
Nice one. So the arcane energy flares up around you and settles down slightly less brightly. You can see the shield of energy protecting you from harm to some extent at least.
Okay. Right, well, that's me.
Yeah. Marie, it's you to go. What would you like to do?
Okay. Looking at my magic. Pretty much I'm gonna Arcane Blast one of them.
Right, you are. So I'll just move you. Well, actually, I think you can see one of them from there. Not quite, so you're going to have to move to about here, and then you can. Go ahead.
Yep, okay.
Mhm.
Move to about here, did you say?
Just where I've moved you.
Oh, right, okay. Yep, okay. I'll Arcane Blast it.
Right.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Don't want to fire the arcane. There it goes.
Oh, that was rubbish. I take it I
Oh.
can't use Hands of Fate to
Yes.
re-roll it. I would have to
Okay.
bump it up.
Yeah, you bump it. Hands of Fate, bump it up. They don't re-roll it. So you would
It's
need
not,
13.
no, I'm not wasting my 5 Hands of Fate.
Yeah, it wouldn't
on
be enough
that.
anyway, even if you did,
Mm.
unfortunately.
No.
Okay, so you fire off an arcane blast, but it just misses the creature. Mark, it's
Me?
Sandrina to. Oh,
Well,
yeah, you're not
excuse
there.
me.
Sorry. Yeah.
I rolled an initiative at the beginning, but it
Doesn't
didn't.
seem to have gone on. I'll add you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10, right? Just I'll add you manually. There we go.
Yeah, when you roll it, Labs, you have to be clicked on your character.
Yeah, you have to have the cursor has to be clicked on the token. I should have mentioned that, and I don't think I did. So not a problem. But you're in there now, and it's your go. So go ahead.
Well, if I can see any of the shadow people, I shall cast an icy grip on one of them.
Yes, you can see them at the moment. So
Right?
go ahead and make a attack roll for your icy grip, a cast
Okay.
roll rather. Okay, so you summon an icy grip, you thrust your hand forwards, and just see the stream of ice that gets wider as it goes towards the creature, shoots out of Belor's hands and turns into like a grasping hand that grips one of the shadow creatures, which hisses and squeals and thrashes against it. Tell me what damage it does, what effect it has, and whether they get a test.
Right, description. Target takes 1d6, hold on, penetrating damage from the cold.
Yeah.
Each additional round, the target must make a constitution stamina test versus my spell power.
Oh dear, right, okay.
If successful, the icy grip spell ends. If the test fails, then it'll take another d6 penetrating damage and a -2 cumulative penetry for speed.
Fucking hell, right, okay. That's not bad. Okay, roll the d6 damage first then.
Hold on.
Because it does say the save's only on subsequent rounds, not the initial round. So it automatically takes 2 points of penetrating damage. So ignore the armour, not that it has any armour. So you can see it thrashing about, trying to escape this, as that
Right.
icy cold grip seizes it. Excellent. That was your major action. Do you have a minor action you would like to do?
No, not really. As long as I can see it, I'll just keep on pounding it next round.
Right, brilliant. Now you'll
I'm
be
just
able
gonna
to
run to
see.
the toilet again. So
Yeah, no problem.
be back.
Yeah. Okay, so Sandrina to go next.
Twatting the twat.
Right, which one would you like to twat? The one on the left, the one on the right?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. So this one here in the green, yeah?
Yes.
Right, well, go for it.
Twat.
13, you've just barely hit it. It's deftly tried to dodge, but you smacked it across the side with your blade anyway. Ouch. 10 damage. It has no armor, so it takes all 10 damage immediately.
very nice.
These things actually don't like to fight people who are awake, so their actions are going to start to be ways of looking for an escape. So Sandrina's major action was to attack. Does she have a minor action?
I'm going to move back and into a defensive stance.
Okay, you move back and prepare your defence. Edward, you've just made it to the top of the stairs with the flowers sacks over your shoulders, so you'll be able to act next time your move comes around.
I'm not sure they're actually needed anymore.
There will be if these things can disappear again. So
Yeah.
this is the one that's got the icy grip on it. So even if it tries to turn to shadows, you're going to be able to see the ice hand that's holding it. So I'll just leave it there.
Right. That's
However, its attack is going to be to try and shadow dagger again. So let me just take another 3 points off its. You know, earlier I said it doesn't need to worry about mana. It's going to need to start.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
So it is. Actually, no, it's not going to try its shadow dagger. It's going to try and escape. So it is going to try a shadow slip instead. Yeah. Let's see if it can get the fudge out of here. Where's it gone? Shadow peeps. There we go. And magic and shadow slip. This is an 8-point spell if it can cast this one. Well, it's an 8-point spell either way. So I took 3 off, so I need to remove another 5. Okay, and it's cast Shadow Slip, or has it? Let's have a look now. It's succeeded in the Shadow Slip, unless you want to spend the last puppet of fate point to try and stop it.
I've actually got 2 puppets of
Have you
fate
got
point
2?
left,
Sorry,
Brian,
yeah.
so I'm going to use one of them.
You're going to use one of them, right? You are. So let's just have a saving throw to see if it can save against that one. 20. Yeah, it's passed its save. So its shadow slipped away. So it just vanishes. And you can no longer see the icy grip either. So it is poof, gone. Right, you are. And the other one is going to do the same thing. So these things have had enough. You're much more dangerous than they had anticipated. They're out of here if they can be. So magic.
I mean,
shadow,
that works.
Shadow slip. 14, that's succeeded, unless Marie wants to try her last.
I'll use my last one.
Okie dokie. So let's
Because
see
the
if...
encounter will be over either way, so I might as well try it.
Yeah. No, it's past its save. So now it's past its shadow slip, so it has also slipped away.
Right.
So
That was a high number it needed to get as well, wasn't it? 14.
yeah, but they have 4 points of willpower and 2 self-discipline, so
Yeah,
they're
really
all
good.
plus 6. So that one
Does that-
disappears as well. Instantly, the entire house gets a lot lighter. The house itself, on the other hand, begins to fade.
I was going to say, is it going to dispel?
Yeah.
This thing's gonna haunt me now. For
Yes,
fuck's
it is.
sake. I had
So
to go to sleep.
Could you add your character that you're haunted by a shadow person, please?
Oh, no.
Fantastic. Every night I gotta get attacked by a shadowy man.
Right, so
Until
very quickly, what's everybody doing?
trying to get back downstairs before it all disappears.
Give me a dexterity acrobatics test, everybody who's trying to get down the stairs before it disappears.
Because
Right.
otherwise we're falling.
Oh, bugger sticks.
Lars, you've just returned. I think everybody is running, so down the stairs. The
Right, yeah.
shadow people have disappeared. The house is starting to fade, and you're standing upstairs. So you're going to need a dexterity acrobatics test, please. Anybody who-
I got a 14.
Anybody who beats 13 gets out before the house disappears.
Damn it.
Oh, bugger
well.
sticks.
Oh, bumholes. I've got 11.
Anybody who failed to get out before the house disappears takes
We all just do a Wile E. Coyote on it and there's
10 points of damage, but their armor
Ow.
counts.
Oh,
How many?
dead thrustings.
10.
10 points.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
back down to half.
It's at this point that Sandrina's about to say, help. I'm down to 3 hit points.
Ooh, right.
I'm
I'm
down
down
to
to
6.
2 hit points.
Okay.
Oh
so
no.
Right, so I'm
it's
going to
okay.
have to do some.
You've made it outside, one way or another. Because even those of you who didn't get out in time, notice that the house is gone, and you plummet to the ground and land heavily on where the house used to be. Also, you notice that just in the distance, you can hear the twittering of a dawn chorus.
Right.
Dawn's
okay.
on its way. You reckon probably about another hour to get to you. However, you now manage to get a good night's sleep.
After
Having-
attend my wounds.
Yes,
A
having
good
escaped
morning
the
sleep.
dreams of, the witch house, you can get a good night's sleep, but you can attend your wounds first. So you will all take a breather, which means you get 5 plus your constitution plus your level back in health points each.
I am 1 hit point down. God damn it.
4 down.
Let's be on to 10.
Yay.
How many dice? 1.
It's no dice, it's just 5 hit points plus your level plus your constitution.
Can I attempt to heal Mark?
Yes? Intelligence.
Unless someone who has a higher intelligence wants to try.
Whereabouts is the level?
Hold on a second.
Your level will be 1 at the moment, Lars.
Right.
Is it an intelligence roll you need for the heal?
Yes,
Yeah, but you can't do it on yourself.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
I can,
No, but can I cast Hero's Inspiration on him?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and make a test.
An 11.
Okay, so target number
Do
was
I still have
10
that point
and
of fear?
No.
Unfortunately, you
wait,
didn't pass.
wait,
Yeah.
is the encounter over?
I'm going to say no, because this is the after...
Right, so the
yeah, no,
target,
I'll say
the
it's
target, the
yeah,
target
go
number is 10, and he's only rolled 8.
You're going to use 2 points of the
I'm
Hands
going to
of
use 2
Fate
points
pool.
of my Hands of Fate.
Yeah, okay.
Which then also means I've got 2 stunt points.
Yes, it does. So you've
And I
successfully
am
cast the
going to
spell.
use 2 points in powerful casting. So that'll actually give him +4 on his intelligence for this test.
Powerful casting only adds to your spell power. It doesn't add to the...
Right, okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
I think I made that mistake earlier, actually. Now,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got 2, so I will just use skillful casting just to make it cost 2 points instead of 3.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you managed to cast Hero's Inspiration on... who was it you're casting it on?
Is it Ben that's healing me?
Ben.
Edward.
Yes.
Edward. Okay.
And that gives them 2 on their intelligence for the test.
Excellent. So, Ben, go
It would
ahead
be-
and try and heal Sandrina. Your intelligence
I did
counts as 2
already
points
make a
higher.
roll.
Okay, what did you roll?
I got an 11, but do I still have a
Pass.
point of fear?
No, it'll
You
have
would-
gone now. You can take
You would
it off.
have more than 11 because your intelligence would be higher because it's +2 for the test.
Yeah, but 11's
So if
all
your intelligence is 2, it would actually be 4 for this
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, but 11's all he needed anyway. So he's passed. He's made the healing
Okay.
cast on you.
Wait,
However,
is my intelligence
it
now
do-
4 temporarily? Is that what you said?
Just for the
No.
one test.
Just for the one test, don't
Because
worry
that would
about...
affect the healing as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, it does. That's what I'm trying to say.
But we're not letting you.
No, apparently not. It's that Ben. What's he like? So, Ben, you've passed the healing test on Sandrina, which means she gets your stunt dice plus your intelligence. Your intelligence, instead of being 1, is now 3, though. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Sandrina's got 7 health back.
Yay. Go us.
Anybody
Lars.
doing... Yeah, go ahead, Lars.
Because I'm going to cast Healing Touch on myself.
Right, go ahead.
Using up 3 points, so that's 3d6.
It will be if you successfully cast the spell.
Yeah.
So you did. So you cast the spell without trouble. Roll 3d6 and add that back to your health points.
Okay, 3d6.
10. Oh.
There you go, 6
Okay.
points.
6 more points back. Is anybody else doing any other healing before you get your 8 hours rest?
If anyone
Get
needs
our 8
healing,
hours
I can
rest,
do
then.
some.
We'll be up to full anyway, won't we?
Can I just hear what Jenny was trying to say there?
If anybody needs healing that hasn't been healed, I can give it a try.
Right. Does anybody else want a healing test before the...
I wouldn't mind getting some healing, and I can also do some healing.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Well, you all know
And
how
who
to do this now. Pick who you're healing, make an intelligence test. If you get 11 or better, it's a pass.
Right. Who wants healing?
I am 1 hit point down.
So Celeste has healed somebody. Who have you healed?
Rowena.
Rowena gets 4 health back.
I am 4 health down. It
Well,
depends
you're
on
going to
if anybody
recover
else
that in
needs
this
more.
night's rest that everybody
Yeah,
seems
that's
remarkably reluctant to take. I wonder if
Well,
that's got anything to
I've
do with the sleep demon-y things that just threw at you.
Yeah, I mean, it might be.
Sorry, Lars, you were
I've
saying?
got 13 health out of a maximum of 20, so
I'll do it.
You'll recover that after a night's rest.
right.
So, you finally get to rest in the camp you'd set up. The witch house has disappeared completely. There's no sign it was ever there. When you awake much later in the morning, you all feel refreshed. All the mages have their full mana back,
Yay.
and everybody recovers a number of health points equal to 10, plus their constitution, plus their level.
Woohoo.
Oh, got my hit point back.
Likewise.
Just for the
Does-
sake of story and everything, what happens to me?
What happens to you in what regard?
Nightmares.
Well, because I've got a sleep demon now, don't I?
Oh yes, but it's not attacking you again tonight. You've driven it off tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky me.
Magic points, Brian?
Magic points, you recover all of your
All of
magic
them.
points after an 8-hour rest.
How many hit points is it I get back for the sleep?
It is 10 plus your level plus your constitution.
That's me almost back to full then.
Excellent.
Do
So,
you think it would be a good idea, like every time I go to bed, to set up a crossbow trap? So if I get like too twitchy while I sleep, I just fire a crossbow.
What if it sits on your chest though?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'll angle it just above my chest. I'll be fine.
okay, so you managed to get a night's rest. You awake in the morning, you're refreshed and largely recovered from your horrific experience with
Not
the shadow
mentally.
people in the witch house. Apart, of course, from Edward, who will be haunted by one of these creatures for the rest of his life, or its, depending on which ends first. The day seems somewhat brighter somehow to everyone except Edward. It's a bit damp, it's a bit cold, but you've escaped Baron Kaled, the vassal of the Witch King. You're in the woods, temporarily safe. You reckon by tomorrow night you should have made it to the Cat and Mouse, but that's a tale for another time, and we'll find out what happens there next week. Thank you for joining us. We'll do episode 3 next week, when the party will make their way through the woods heading towards the Cat and Mouse. Will something else happen to them before they leave the woods? Well, we'll find
Hopefully
out
not.
next week. Thanks for coming. Do stay safe. Take care. And from myself and the cast, good night.
See you later.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't forget to check out the Gethsmeane Games Patreon, which is Gethsmeane Games on Patreon. And Jenny, I believe you have something to tell everybody as well.
Yes. Check out the Gethsmeane Games Twitter account as well for regular updates.
Indeed so. And also Illuminati on DH9 Radio, where you'll hear myself, Jenny, and several other Illuminerds talking about all things game related. Next week's, I can't remember what next week's topic is, but tune in anyway. It's on DH9 Radio at 7 p.m. UK time, Saturdays and Sundays. It's an hour long. DH9radio.com is where you will find it. Thank you very much. Do take care, stay safe. We'll see you all next week, and good night.
Bye.